Good evening everyone and welcome to iRacing Live. It's rounds 83 to 85 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship presented by Engine Oil Direct. It's the final three races of the regular season before the showdown for the championship takes place in 2 weeks. My name is Andrew Woodhouse and I'm joined by Adam Bath and iRacing World Championship driver Alex Simpson. Alex, you've raced on this track probably more than the rest of us. It's a great facility for racing, should provide some great action.
Yeah, I think the race is going to be absolutely brilliant tonight. Just such a great flow around COTA and lots of places to overtake. The way the Kia is as well, so there's going to be some great side-by-side battles throughout the lap and some long straights. Use that draft and maybe the odd little overtake into some of these hairpins. It's going to be a really fun race to watch.
Adam, front tyres are going to be the key here, how to preserve them in these slow sections.
Yeah, and I think that could help Wojciech Savidovic. We've seen in previous race meetings, he seems to be the man that's able to look after his tyres, and then by the time the race comes to a close, he's always right with Sebastian Job, and just like the last few weeks, they're inseparable again in qualifying. They're first and second at the moment. Just 3 tenths of a second separating them. Daniel Hunt is currently third, Andreas Katz fourth, Ben Palmer fifth, Michael Schellbach back up in sixth, so another good job from him. Stelian Chepelevsky's in seventh, Jerome Kaiser's in eighth, Jamie Fluke's in ninth, and Alex Malensky is in 10th. We'll run you through the standings as well quickly. It is pretty close heading into the final 3 races of the regular season. Wojciech Savidovic, though, at the top of the standings, is miles ahead, 741 points ahead of David Baker. However, in 2 weeks' time, that's going to go down to practically zero. Stelian Chepelevsky is in third, Jamie Rushworth is in fourth, Alex Malensky is in fifth, then in sixth it's Sebastian Job, seventh Kip Stevens, eighth Lee Thompson, ninth Daniel Hunt, 10th Pete Newman. But Simon Field is down in 11th position. Last week he did not race, and he's now dropped aside the top 10 in the standings. He will get in, though, due to the wild card, I think. Yes, he does, due to his 6 wins. He is starting in 24th position today, Andrew, so he'll probably need to be hoping for a reverse grid to help him get back inside the top 10 in the standings.
Yes, and it's all important. It's literally 3 rounds. You're either in or you're out with a chance of winning that main prize, of course, the Teams Championship. Alex Newhome's Digital, they've got a bit of a mountain to climb to try and get into that third spot. It's almost sealed for Engine Oil Direct.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Engine Oil Direct are safe now, unless they absolutely have a mare these next couple of rounds. Of course, we've got 1 team race to go as well after today. GT Omega also looking pretty comfortable, I have to say. It's all really going to come down to STEM Sim Racing and New Homes Digital. Just a few hundred points separate those. So yeah, these I think that's where we're going to pay our attention to as far as the team battle goes in these next couple of rounds. But yeah, Pete Newman Media sadly just a little bit too far out of it now, so really just down to those 2.
Adam, it's United States Grand Prix week, of course, and that turn 1 is one of the most tricky first corners of any circuit in the world. I mean, just, how important is it for these guys to get cleanly through that first section?
Oh yeah, it's going to be all bunching up into that first corner. I can't really remember what happened when we were last here, because it was quite a while ago, season 5. But yeah, everyone's going to be funneling down into that first corner. Front wheel drive, of course, and cold tyres, so the car's maybe understeering wide, going through that first corner, and then it's back into practically single file as we go through the Maggots-Beckett's complex at the beginning of the lap, and then down to the hairpin at the far end of the circuit, then down the long back straight. We'll probably see a lot of slipstreaming there, and then the fantastic section to end the lap, which is similar to turn 8 at Turkey. So very demanding lap for these Kia Optimas, and I don't think any of the drivers that have been here before, the likes of Savidovic, Katz and Rushworth, will have any benefit over everyone else, because it's been such a long time since we've been here, and the Kia Optima has probably changed quite a bit.
We also weren't on the full course last time, Adam, and that's what that is one change. We didn't have certain sections of the lap this time. Alex, does it go without saying that the overtaking spots are into turn 1 at the end of the long straight?
Yeah, I think they're going to be your main ones. Certainly there'll be a couple of others if drivers just get themselves out of shape. The packs that we see week in, week out, I think that's where it's really going to come into play. You're going to try and maybe hold it around the outside or something like that, and you could easily just get freight train back a couple of places. So that's going to be interesting to see, certainly in that first sector and in the final sector as well. There's going to be a lot of 2 wide action through there.
because you can take a lot of different lines here.
Yeah, loads, especially in the final sector. It could be, like I say, there's probably people will be sticking their nose in, kind of like I'm thinking Perez did last year, you know, with the, and there could be a few incidents on the first laps as well. So could be exciting. Let's just hope it's not like a big one or anything like that, and breaks the pack up.
Alex Smolensky is.
Alex
Smolensky has gone up to second place in the final few seconds of qualifying, 3 thousandths of a second quicker than Wojciech Savinovic. So Savinovic will be lining up directly behind Sebastian Job this time.
Yeah, that could be very, very interesting indeed. And you've got to think that he'll be hoping for a good start as some practice starts going on here. But you've got a turn 1 and leading on to the main back straight. You've got these opening corner entries. Very wide corner entries. Adam, is there a danger that people could make mistakes as the marbles develop there as well later on?
Oh yeah, it's very inviting, those wide entries into the corner. However, I think we're going to find eventually it's just going to close up and we'll see a bit of contact there. And the marbles forming to the inside. Excuse me, they'll probably be building up over the free races, of course. So the drivers will need to watch out for that as the night progresses. It'll probably be clean in this first race, but by the time we get to the third race, it'll be very, very dusty down there. We're
seeing the ES trophy points on the screen there. Alex, anything important to point out there?
Yeah, I think the interesting fact from this one that we picked up on earlier on, obviously Laura Bond just in the top 5 at the moment with all those wins. She could, of course, be knocked out of it. Right now, Steve Burke's in there for a wild card as well, so he needs to make sure Laura stays in that top 5 so that he keeps his wild card. Otherwise, Laura will get the wild card because she has more wins. So that could be an interesting dynamic with perhaps the team sort of working together to get Laura into the AM top 5. So Scott Malcolm obviously will be trying to get his way back in there though.
So we're just waiting then for a few of these Kia Optimas to appear on the grid. We've got 40 cars here. It's a slightly smaller field than we've seen on some weeks, but 40 is still great. But this is the sort of long track. It's 5.5 kilometers long. That's really going to mean that these guys have some room to work, and you would hope that there's going to be a lot of clean action here. So it's been a great regular season so far. It's gone from March all the way through to these 3 rounds here tonight to determine who are going to be the 12 pro drivers, 6 AM drivers, and 3 teams. Well, the teams championship the team showdown contenders will actually be decided next week. It's all about the drivers championship here tonight. So on iRacing,
off you go, Andrew.
So on iRacing Live, YouTube, and Motors TV, we're just about ready now. As the Kia Optimas fire up, and we're going to go racing in Texas. Now, as the green light comes on, and Joe gets away pretty well, up the hill, Smolensky as well, fairly even start from everybody. Shellback's going backwards a little bit. Chepelevsky's going to go around the outside. There's contact between Job and Smolensky into the first corner.
That's going to allow Savinovic through into second place, and it might allow that Leo Bodnar racing car of Andreas Katz to sweep round the outside of Smolensky as we head down towards the Maggots and Beckett section for the first time.
Yeah, good to see Andreas Katz back up there, and he's in the top 5 now. P3, Chepelevsky's looking very racy in the early going. Alex, how did you see that contact?
Yeah, it just looked like 2 into 1, just didn't go there. It looks like Smolensky wanted to take the racing line, but Job was still there, and he looks like he's struggling a little bit out there at the moment. Just it was all sorts of sideways through the S's there, but it's under pressure now from Ben Palmer as well. Palmer really wants to get by quickly as well. There's already a gap starting to form to Chepelevsky, so yeah, I don't know if he picked up any damage with that. He did make contact with his front left there, and here comes Palmer.
Ben Palmer and
nerfed him out the way,
hitting each other.
It's important, of course, Ben running for STEM Sim X. They need the points, don't they? They need to score big today.
And this is Dan Hunt. Adam always runs well on American soil. He's trying to overtake his teammate Michael Shellback.
Yeah, he won a few seasons ago at Daytona, and he performed well at the other American racetracks this season. Down the inside he goes. His teammate Shellback is trying to get past Smolensky, but Smolensky tries to hang it out round the outside. Will go wide, as does Jerome Kaiser as well. And as we head into this right-left section, this very tough final sector of the lap. Shellback is still behind Smolenski, then Kaiser has been able to get past Daniel Hunt, so there's an Engine Oil's direct car in between the two GT Omega cars, and then Jamie Rushworth is in 10th place with his teammate Fluke in 11th.
Alex, it looks like that contact in the first corner slightly knocked out the camber of Job's right front tyre. Can you see that slight damage there?
Yeah, let's have a look, see what we can see. You can certainly see the bodywork damage. I mean, it doesn't look like Svidovic is hounding him too much, still 0.6 of a second behind, and I really would have expected him to be all over him, although he does feel the need just to sort of weave a little, maybe break the draft just for a moment. But no, he's not closing down the straights or anything there, anything more than we'd see, so I think Job's okay. I think it's Smolenski that might be carrying something, because he dropped back a fair way there. Maybe just tyre pressure's getting into their optimal level or something like that, but seems to be up to speed now ahead of Shellback there. We've got a driver dropping down the field. That is, that's Steve Burke. I'm not actually sure. I don't think it's going to matter too much to Burke. He's going to be in a...
and he's made contact with... was that Steve Heffern?
It's Whitehead.
Whitehead, sorry.
Yeah, massive net code between them there, if that was the contact, because there was, I could have drove a bus through the gap between them there.
Yep, Steve Walker, and he did slide across into him a little bit, and now he's under pressure from Steve. An Apex car off as well. Is that Richard Gore, possibly?
Jake
Blackhall.
He's had a bit of a mare, hasn't he, the second half of this season. It looks like he has got some damage on the front right there, so picks up in 38th place there.
We know he's a very quick driver, Adam, but Blackhall's had a poor last couple of months, and Svidovic looking now to close it.
Yeah, after taking that win at Watkins Glen, it's all been downhill for Jake Blackhall, and once again he seems to be in misfortune. Yeah, Sebastian Joe, Wojciech Svidovic, half a second between them. Svidovic is just lapping pretty similar to Sebastian Joe. We're already on lap 2 of the race, but so far on this lap it looks like he's matching the man that's been on massive form in this second half of the season. Andreas Katz, good to see him back up in 3rd position. He took part in race 1 at Bathurst last week.
Adam, just to interrupt you just for a second there. Pete Newman on screen right now putting a move on Richard Gore. His teammate's going to follow him through as well, so Pete Newman media cars just, maybe not through this long right-hander. Gore tries to fight back, he's got the inside line. This is great defending here. Is he going to lose the place now, of course, because Field is going to have the high ground.
That's great.
Cut back
into the final corner then. Richard Gore's going to look down the inside, but
no, he doesn't.
Field's going to go wide.
Yep, he does, and that allows Richard Gore to get a nice drive out of that final corner. He's going to be alongside him, Adam, into turn number 1.
Yeah, I didn't expect Simon Field to get the run around the outside of that long right-hander earlier in the lap, but Richard Gore's going to be later on the brakes. Field is going to try and hang it around the outside like he's done all the way the last few corners, and he's going to lose out another position
Dan Blake.
to Dan Blake, who's going to be joining us on Apex Racing TV covering the Kia Club Series on Sunday nights. It's still not over yet though, and he's just through. So that is Dan Blake up into 17th place, Field down to 18th, but good start from Field because he started in 26th place, so he's been able to gain 8 positions in these opening 2 laps.
Yeah, very excited to announce we're going to be broadcasting from the second week in November, I believe, the 10-round Kia Club Series season, the feeder series, Alex. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. A whole bunch of different drivers out there to watch. Of course, none of those drivers are able to compete in this series if they're in that series. So, yeah, should be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to seeing that. We're not going to be in the box for that one, so we can just kick back and watch it for a change.
Yeah, the man who's going to be joining Dan Blake is Paul Smith. He's just let his teammate Dave Baker through, and because Smith going for the AM category, Dave Baker going for the main championship, Adam.
Yeah, David Baker still currently sitting second in the Drivers' Championship, but that won't be for much longer. Once the showdown starts due to his lack of wins. He took a win at Twingring Motegi, that was earlier in the season, but he hasn't really got on the top step of the podium too many other times this season. Sebastian Jobe, half a second still over Wojciech Svidovic. Katz in 3rd, Stelian Shepelewski 4th, Ben Palmer 5th, Smolenski 6th, Shellback 7th, Kaiser 8th, Hunt 9th, and Rushworth in 10th, so no changes of position there. But a good battle unfolding still between Simon Fields, Richard Gore, Kraft, Blake and Janowski.
Sorry, Alex, we're going to jump in there.
Yeah, Andrew Brown, just saw him around there in the Grip TV car there, so that was just coming through that, actually that corner I mentioned about Perez having his accident. I'm not sure what number it is, there's so many on this track. But
he's only actually lost one place, I believe, so...
Yeah, just a little half spin it looked like, but I don't know if there was any contact or anything that caused that. Maybe we can go back and have a little look at that. It also looks like Shellbeck's starting to put a bit of pressure onto Smolinski now as well.
We mentioned Adam drivers doing well on American soil, where we have an American, another American driver in the field, of course, Ray Alfala, the two-time NASCAR Peak Antifreeze World Champion. He is in 12th place. He started 16th, so Ray is just tagging onto this group of the New Homes Digital cars of the two Jamies, Rushworth and Fluke.
Yeah, good to see Ray up in 12. I doubt he had much experience racing on this track in the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze series, but I'm sure racing on American soil does have a bit of a benefit. Yeah, Shellback looking on the back of Smolinski. Lap times last time around, Smolinski 211.889, and then Shellback 211.867. So only a few hundredths of a second in it. We'll see if the slipstream can be any benefit to Shellback this time around. In the background though, Kaiser and Hunt, those two are much, much closer as they head down the straight. And Hunt's already looking to the inside, Andrew.
Yes, he is. And he's alongside the engine oil direct car, and he goes down into that tightish, what looks like a hairpin. It's more of a, it's just slightly tighter than 90 degrees, and Hunt gets through. And again, like you said, he's usually on the move when we come stateside. Savidovic is getting closer, Alex, as well now. At least he was. Could he be looking after the tyres a bit more again? We saw this at Brands Hatch.
We do see it, don't we, time and time again. I mean, these three just in a class of their own. I mean, Katz, I think, is struggling to keep up with the two ahead of him, but just about doing it. But they've dropped Chepalevsky completely and utterly now. 4.1 seconds is the gap to 4th place. So, yeah, these three just in another league tonight. Very quick, and we know how good Wodge is at saving his tyres, and I expect that he's probably doing that right now. He's going to stay in that draft range of Job, and towards the end of the race he'll just use that to close back up again.
This is the real driver's track though, Alex, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be. I hate it.
There we go, Adam. That's our World Championship driver there. Full confidence in his own ability.
Yeah, well, Savidovic last time around lapped 0.2 of a second slower than Sebastian Job. However, he does have the pace because Savidovic has got the fastest lap of the race in the bag, and that's a 2:10.9 compared to Job's 2:11.1. So he has definitely got the pace within him. Got 5.5 laps still to go though, so Savidovic might still be hanging, keeping something in the bag. Stalin Chepalevsky, Ben Palmer, battle for 4th and 5th. Palmer's been slowly closing in on this season 4 runner-up as there's been a change of position. Jamie Fluke has got past Jamie Rushworth, and now Ray Alfala is trying to join in on the action as well. So Ray Alfala, NASCAR Peak Anti-Free Series champion, could be about to get past former BSRTC champion.
Palmer goes down the inside of Chepalevsky just while you're watching that, and he does...
crash! And that was Rushworth getting into Alfala, and them all going into the back of Jamie Fluke. And Fluke is just about to get passed by the other Apex Racing TV car, Alex.
Lee Thompson, a bit of aftermath there. Lee just about held on to that. He almost lost the place to Cunniff there, but it's important for New Homes Digital not to take each other out, as it looked like they're very close to doing at one point there, but also just to score well. Where are the STEM Sim X cars compared to these New Home Digitals? I'm not seeing.
Baker had a penalty, so he started from the back, and he's in 20th. Paul Smith in 22nd. Is that it for them this week?
Palmer's got past, and we've got Ben Palmer who's got past Chepalevsky, so Palmer's really doing it all for STEM Sim Racing here.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's good.
Interestingly, Bond is way down in 25th for New Homes Digital, and Kip's down in 31st as well. Steve Richardson 32nd. So New Homes Digital not having a great run, but I think overall probably Rushworth and Jamie in sort of 10th and 12th place right now is probably going to outscore Palmer still. So, talking of Palmer, sideways, big time. Czepalewski trying to get back past, but somehow Palmer saves it and holds on to that position.
Shellback having a sniff on Smolenski as well. Adam, you can see that this is getting a little bit feisty here. These guys aren't exactly shy in retiring, are they?
No, and this pack has no signs of breaking up. Might if they come together, but here comes Shellback trying to get past Smolenski. Smolenski, who starts second on the grid, has just been falling like a stone, and round the outside goes Shellback, late on the brakes, and is Smolenski going to give him the room? He does,
Palmer
and
went
Shellback
well
is
off the track.
through.
You see how far off the track he went then, Alex?
I just missed it actually, but I tell you what, that was a great move from Shellback. Round the outside, as clean as clean as a whistle that was. Absolutely fantastic.
That's what COTA does. It allows you to make those moves, these multiple lines. Alfala's now in. Actually, Rushworth's now taken Alfala. So
slow down surely for Smolenski.
Yep.
And Hunt is through.
And there's Thompson and Fluke battling again at the same hairpin. Fluke goes wide, keeps his nose up the inside of Thompson though. Takes the 1X. Lever on the outside. He's going to have the high ground, isn't he, for this section as he switches back towards the left-handers, and he's already got his nose well and truly ahead. And Cunniff having a look as well now.
Yeah, and that meant that Fluke couldn't really have a go at Lee, Alex, because he was distracted. That's the thing about COTA, isn't it? You're always looking in your mirrors because there's always a move. There's always a chance of a move coming.
It's a good battle going on. A little bit further back as well. You've got Janowski here in 19th. Simon Field, Dan Blake, just a little bit behind them is Paul Smith as well. That's a good little battle. And
Baker's just got past this lot, Alex.
Yeah, Baker's doing a great run actually. He's got some pace in there, so he's in a reverse grid place now, so we'll see what he can do in this next race.
Yeah, these guys are hanging around in the region where we could expect the Wheel of Fortune to fall. Positions 18, 19, 20, 21. This is about the middle of the reverse grid draw. And behind them in 24th place we got...
Well, it'll be Richard Gore again, won't it? It's been Richard Gore every time, I think.
We've got Andrew Brown and side by side here, Laura Bond and Mike Mason. Grip TV versus New Homes Digital. Up to the top of the hill into turn 1. Laura Bond sweeps around the outside. Is that her holding on to her 25th position? I think it is. Mike Mason in that final 26th reverse grid place.
25th. Like a move actually.
Yeah, 25th.
Possibly on Mason, but good late braking there. You've got to be brave to cut across the front of another car, Alex, in a heavy braking area.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you know the points are on the line, so she needs obviously a good finish for her. Well, I think she's almost locked in with the amount of wins she's got for the AM, so it's either wild card or in through the top 5. But certainly for the team, they need to score big tonight.
Sebastian's flying now, though. Gentleman, as he's now got a lead of about 2 seconds on Savidovic, so I think Savidovic has lost his tyres, and Andreas Katz now is the one who's stalking the former champion.
I wonder if Wojciech had some sort of slowdown or something like that, because obviously they were a good 1.8 seconds ahead of Katz a couple of laps ago when we last looked at the battle.
Somewhere. What's that?
Might be the battle. I don't know. It's not the battle for 4th.
Rushworth going a bit wide, and Alfala nearly getting through. So
yeah, I think you might be right there, Alex. But I'm mistake, because I've just looked at the delta, and Savidovic was way slower on this lap.
Yeah, Katz had a little look into the final corner, perhaps just trying to set up Wojciech there, making him just run a little bit wide or something like that. The bat was quite close behind.
He could have
weaving all over
Katz.
the place. Just a bit too far back, and he knows he needs the points as well. He wants to start that showdown with some points on the at the start rather than the 0 that he will be if he gets in through the wildcard spots.
The difficulty of that turn 1, Alex, is even if you take that inside line and you use all that available track, you can't see the apex.
Indeed. Yeah, there's quite a few corners like that actually, and I tell you, you'll see even less of the track just being a couple of tenths behind Butcher and Svidovic here. Lost my tongue.
Katz going through this S's section then, out of it. Seems to have got a good run. Svidovic will have to be on the defensive here. 2.5 laps to go. Katz, is he going to go for the inside line? I think he has a look. He's
yes.
going for it. And there's not going to be contact. Savidovic gives him this room. And now they're going to be side by side as we head down the back straight, Andrew.
Yeah, and Katz moving well over to the left-hand side, meaning Savidovic can't even get any side draft off him as they go down towards this hairpin, which has seen quite a lot of incidents already in its short history. Remember, this track's only been here for about 3 years, and Katz maintains the position over Savidovic, and so the season 3 and 8 champion overtaking the season 6 champion there, Adam.
Yeah, good move from Katz, and it's good to see him back in second place at the moment. Hasn't been up there too many times in the second half of the season, but Savidovic isn't giving up. Katz takes a bit of a bad line into that corner. Savidovic is still going to be with him. Now we're heading through this long right-hander, almost like turn 8 at Istanbul Park, and a shame that's not on the iRacing service. That'd be a brilliant track for these Kia Optimas as we head to...
Alex has been placarding and campaigning for that for years.
Yeah, that's a track that has to be brought in at some point. Such a fantastic track.
Tremendous track, that.
Wonder what's happened to it now. Through the final corner and onto the front straight. Savidovic being a bit too far behind to get a move done. 2 laps to go.
Little battle forming up behind as well. It's getting quite tasty now. Ben Palmer just 3 tenths ahead of Czapaleski. Make that 2 tenths on the live timing right now. And he's got Michael Shellback and Dan Hunt still very, very close as well. This little group is getting closer and closer. Czapaleski having a little look into turn 1. Takes that tight apex, gets his car up the inside. Going to be difficult. He's not going to have the run out there, but Palmer just got himself all crossed up, didn't he, there on the exit, and just lost the any momentum he had. So he's down into 4th place, and 5th place, and Czapaleski back up to 4th.
What a fantastic race for GT Omega. 3 cars here in this battle.
Oh, and very much one line through here, but you can see that when Stelian Czapaleski hit one of those little yellow sleeping policemen on the inside, just how much it unsettled the Kia Optima. And don't want to be doing that, Alex, around here. It can have disastrous results, even in a touring car.
Yeah, I mean, they're fortunate that it's not race over for them. So many cars that you do compete on around this track, you hit those and yeah, just throws you off the track, burns your tyres out, and you're done.
You can even break the suspension in some cases.
Yeah, you saw Palmer take one as well, so they're sort of able to use it a little bit. And Palmer's coming under attack here as well. I wonder if he's lost his tyres with 2 laps to go. Shellback wants a run. Palmer's going to have to use his teammate. That's Shellback's teammate, of course, but he doesn't. Yeah, he just defends the inside. That means Stellian's giving Michael the slipstream he needs. He's straight through, and he's lost 2 places there.
But look at all
GT Omega's through, so I'm not sure
GT
what that was
Omega's
about.
in the line there. It's going great for their championship.
I don't think it could be fuel, could it?
I'm sure Hunt hit Shellback then. If he didn't, it was very, very close.
He's going to lose another place, so you're right, it could be fuel. He could have miscalculated fuel, so he's just doing what he can. This will be a disaster for Stem Simex. They need these points. You know, they can't afford to be dropping these points. This is major for them.
With Dave Baker only in 17th, Adam, it's not looking great for them on this night so far. The night is yet young, however.
Yeah, we've still got 2 races to go, and StemSim could benefit massively from the reverse grid if they're inside those top 26 positions. Here we go then, onto the final lap. Shellback behind Czapaleski with Hunt behind him. I don't think GT Omega are going to try and change this around too much on the final lap.
Baker.
Sorry,
there was a battle. Kraft.
It's a battle for 4th increasing.
For second as well.
Yep.
Although they're pretty much as they are. We'll just watch this group for from 4th, 5th and 6th. Just go through turn 1, see if anything else happens, and then we'll take a quick look at what Baker and Kraft are doing. Yeah, Kraft has got a little bit of run. I see some smoke there on the left-hand side of the screen, so it looks like someone might have popped an engine that was off camera.
Baker runs wide through turn 1, and Field could have the run here. Doesn't get it through the right-hander. Now it's all about trying to set up the car through this left-right Maggots and Beckett's-esque section, so similar to these fascinating corners at Silverstone. And Kraft's just dropped back a bit.
Baker's just got past Kraft, and then they've got Richard Gore behind them, looking at the battle for second now. And this could be Savidovic's final chance into this hairpin, but I don't think he's close enough. It's a good 2-3 car lengths of a gap still.
Last time around though, Savinovic was 1/10 of a second quicker. However, you're right, Andrew, I think he's just too far back to get anything done. Battle between Thompson and Alfalo, I think. These two are swapping places, and that's because Ray Alfalo was off the track.
Yeah, and that's allowed Colin Cunningham to get the run on Thompson as well. Fowler goes defensive early on. It's just like a snake just working its way down there. There's no changes in position a little bit further up. Still the GT Omega cars 4th, 5th and 6th.
Luke having to get into line behind Thompson.
And they all close up again into the left-hander Cunniff, just having a little look at Ray Alfalo. However, it's so hard to overtake through this final part of the lap. Meanwhile, Sebastian Job is going to come into the final corner and take what I believe is win number 15, Andrew.
At least.
Yes,
Sebastian
it is.
Job wins by 6 seconds over Andreas Katz. It's going to be just ahead of Savinovic, very, very close in the end there.
And it's going to be
6.9.
GT Omega 4, 5 and 6.
Yeah, another good American result for Daniel Hunt in 6th. Chepelevsky doing his championship, no harm at all, with 4th. Shellback in 5th.
It's great. Oh, there's a little bit of contact with Thompson and Fluke just going into the last corner there.
They've been together the entire race.
Oh, look at those coming across the line. Very, very close. There's 3/10 between Alfalo, Cunniff and Thompson.
Final battle for the reverse grid places.
We've got 26th and 27th, isn't it?
Got Bond and Brown fighting here. Is Bond going to try down the inside into the final corner? No, she can't. So Andrew Brown's going to come across in 24th place.
Oh, around the outside.
Very close.
Actually, 23rd.
23rd
Adam,
place, yeah.
Yep. So the last place is going to go to Drilica. Jesper Drilica in 26th place.
Can we have a battle here between Jake Blackhall and Stephen Burke? This is over 33rd and 34th place.
Yeah,
on
we
the
are,
track.
I think.
Penultimate corner, Blackhall's been was involved in incident on turn 1, or on lap 1 I think. Into the final corner though, I think Burke should be able to hold on to his place for Pete Newman Media.
And yes, he does. Final man on the lead lap, Steve Walker. We only had one retirement, and that was Robert Fagg after just 2 laps. So I'm not sure what happened to Robert Fagg there, but I'm sure the Eurochip digital driver will be back for the next round. As Steve Walker finishes in 35th place. It was always going to be tough for him starting from the back, but I think there was some contact earlier on as well. But to run you through the final standings then, at COTA, Sebastian Job takes yet another win, and Andreas Katz in second, returning to form with a podium finish. Wojciech Savinovic third, then Stelin Chepelevsky in fourth, fifth for Michael Shellback, sixth Daniel Hunt, then Smolensky in seventh, Palmer in eighth, Kaiser in ninth, and Jamie Rushworth in 10th, Adam.
Yeah, we'll run you through the rest of them. 11th, Ray Alfalo. 12th, Colin Cunniff. 13th, Lee Thompson. 14th, Jamie Fluke. 15th, Pete Newman. 16th for David Baker from 36th on the grid, so 20 places gained in that race. That's a good job. 17th, Richard Gore. 18th, Daniel Kraft from 37th, and then 19th, Julian Janowski, and then 20th it is Simon Field. 21st, Dan Blake. 22nd, Paul Smith. 23rd, Andrew Brown. 24th, Laura Bond. 25th, Mike Mason, and then 26th is Jesper Drilica. 27th, Robert Plumley. 28th, Joe Pekalami. 29th, John Roberts. 30th, Kip Stevens. 31st, Stephen Richardson. 32nd, Andrew Whitehead. 33rd, Stephen Burke. 34th, Jake Blackhall. 35th, Scott Malcolm, and in the cars one up down or more, Scott Malcolm in 36th. 37th, Robert Graham. 38th, Steve Hefford. 39th, Braden Cohen, and 10 laps down in 40th place was Robert Fagg.
Alex, COTA served up quite an interesting first race. Not bags of action there, but it was very hard fought, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was certainly more in the midfield. The top three seemed to be sort of spread themselves apart after a while. Of course, Katz and Svidovic sort of had a little battle there, but it seemed to be once you get past it seemed very difficult for the others just to re-overtake. So, and there wasn't a great deal of action going on, but I think where there's a pack, I think that's where we're going to see most of the battle in today, because it seemed like drivers were being held up here, there, and in different places, had to check up their braking points, and these huge open, entries into these corners, these hairpins, just allowed the other guys just to throw them up the inside and commit to the overtake quite easily. So yeah, it's going to be the reverse grid certainly going to be quite interesting.
Just earwigging on a conversation in the drivers' room after the race. Wojciech and Seb going on about the tyre wear. Seb asking Wojciech what his tyre wear is like, because it's usually really, really good. And Svidovic was saying that perhaps the track surface is too smooth. I mean, it's a newer surface, Alex. That could be a factor, couldn't it, if tyre wear across the board isn't that high?
Oh, it's quite possible. I'm not quite sure on the track state out there right now. You know, we can see a little bit of a rubbered in line, so it's not like it's sort of saturated or anything like that. So I would still expect there to be, you know, some wear and tear out there as well. Still plenty of rubber to go down on the track. So yeah, it could be that it's that smooth, but I really wouldn't have thought that would have made that much of a difference, to be honest. You know, you drive the car hard, you can still lock up or overheat the tyre and wear it out a little bit more. So
Job
yeah, who knows?
Job lost roughly 3/4 of a second from the first lap that he did to the last lap he did, getting progressively slower. Svidovic lost nearly 2 seconds, and that was after the battle with Katz.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, that's huge.
So he needs to get a handle on that into the second race. And one thing we need to get a handle on, Alex, is the reverse grid draw. So Adam, can you take us through who's got the chance to get lucky?
Well, yeah, the car's eligible, as always, 15 down to 26, and they are Pete Newman, David Baker, Richard Gore, Daniel Kraft, Julian Janowski, Simon Field, Dan Blake, Paul Smith, Andrew Brown, Laura Bond, Mike Mason, and Jesper Drilliker. So who's going to be on that pole position, Alex?
Richard Gore.
Let's bring up the Wheel of Fortune once again.
Does it say like 18, 19, 20, and wherever Richard Gore is?
No, but we could always, have a little chat with Dan Blake, see if he can.
It'd be fun if Baker gets a reverse grid pole, actually.
Right, here we go. Could be 15th. I think it's going to be 25th, quite comfortably. It is indeed, yeah, 25th. So we've got quite a large reverse grid. Not maximum.
Mike Mason, though, on pole position then for the second race. Laura Bond second, Andrew Brown third, Paul Smith fourth, Dan Blake fifth, and then Simon Field in sixth. Now this will be a great opportunity for Field to try and get those points back to get him back into the showdown, and a great opportunity for the likes of Bond, Brown, and Smith to take a victory.
Yeah, and Bond and Smith need the points for the AM category as well, and does Richard Gore finished 17th in that race. He's going to be starting from 8th, I believe. So, yeah, some fascinating stuff upon us for race 2. And we've had a great race 1 here at Circuit of the Americas. So join us back here from Austin, Texas in just a few short minutes' time here on iRacing Live.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside contact, mate. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to iRacing Live and the Apex Racing TV YouTube channel. We're live for the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship presented by Engine Oils Direct. We're from the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. I'm Andrew Woodhouse with Adam Bath and Alex Simpson. And Adam, I bring you in this time again. We've got a new pole sitter in Mike Mason. But also we've got the reverse grid, which is a pretty large one.
That's a turn of microphone on. Yeah, 25 cars reversed for this second race. Mike Mason on pole position. And yeah, first pole position for him. And I think is it the first pole position for Grip TV? I think it might actually be the second.
I think it's the second one, isn't
yeah,
it? There was one at Bathurst, I think.
There was one at Bathurst, yeah. So they've come on form quite recently. And Mike Mason will be trying to do the team proud after that pole position at Suzuka. I'm just waiting for my grid to load up, then we'll run you through that. In the break, we were looking at the possible permutations for the showdown. Basically, it all centres around Simon Field, Lee Thompson, and Pete Newman and Daniel Kraft. Yeah, we'll probably explain it more as the evening goes on because we were confusing ourselves, I think, trying to discuss it. In fact, while I wait for my grid to load up, maybe Alex could do a better job of explaining to everyone how that possible permutation will work.
No.
That's passing the book of the highest order, is that, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You just do all these calculations and tell everyone.
Don't worry, I'll sort the cameras out and everything else and work out all the points and
the way I see it, if anything obvious happens, we'll let you know. We believe that if Dan Kraft wins any of these two races, and Pete Newman doesn't, is that right? Then Kraft will definitely be in. Lee Thompson will be in if he finishes in the top 10.
That's not 100% true. That's only if Simon Field gets into the top 10. So he either knocks out Pete, Kip, or Lee. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
Lee's more vulnerable than most because obviously the other. Because he's only got one win. So if he's out and Dan Kraft doesn't win another one, Kraft will still get in because he's scored enough wins with the 2 wins. So Lee won't get in through the wildcard spots. So for Kip and Lee, they basically just need to make sure they are somewhere on track, scoring points in the midfield area or above to sort of consolidate their position. Pete the same really, just needs to make sure he outscores Simon Field and stays in there.
Well, I've got the grid ready, so we can now run you through that with just over a minute left in the warm-up. Mike Mason is on pole position, Laura Bond is in second. Third position it is Andrew Brown. Fourth, Paul Smith. Fifth, Dan Blake. Sixth, Simon Field. Seventh, Julian Janowski. Eighth, Daniel Kraft. Ninth, Richard Gore. And 10th is David Baker. 11th is Pete Newman. 12th, Jamie Fluke. 13th, Lee Thompson. 14th, Colin Cunniff. 15th, Ray Alfala. 16th, Jamie Rushworth. 17th, Sharon Kaiser. 18th, Ben Palmer. 19th, Alex Smolenski. And 20th, it's Dan Hunt. 21st, Michael Shellback. 22nd, Stelian Chepelewski. 23rd, Wojciech Savinovic. 24th, Andreas Katz. And then 25th, our race 1 winner, Sebastian Joe. 26th, it is Jesper Drilica. 27th, Robert Plumley. 28th, Hua-Pekka Lamy. 29th, John Roberts. And 30th, it is Kip Stevens. 31st, Steve Richardson. 32nd, Andrew Whitehead. 33rd, Stephen Burke. 34th, Jake Blackhall. 35th, Steve Walker. 36th, Scott Malcolm. 37th, Robert Graham. 38th, Steve Hefford. 39th, it is I've just lost my train of thought. 37th, Robert Graham. 38th, Steve Hefford. 39th, Braden Cohen. And then 40th, it's Rob Fagg.
Yep, and Rob Fagg was the only retirement in race 1. Alex, what are we looking for from this final race? Obviously the reverse grid is quite large. We've got a good set of drivers near the front. Does Mike Mason have any chance of holding on?
I think he's got as good a chance as any, to be honest. It just really depends what happens in the middle there. We've seen obviously in races past that it's a little bit more sort of elbows out, bumper bashing, whatever you might want to call it with the reverse grid. It's just a way of things, and we often see just a couple of cars coming together that cause maybe 3, 4, 5 cars to go off. Now if that happens early on and lets some of the faster guys through, might be a little bit harder for him, but if it's a clean start, then he's got every chance, to be honest.
Person to watch for then is Simon Field, him starting in 6th place I think on the grid. That's going to be very interesting because he's got Dan Blake, Paul Smith, Andrew Brown, Laura Bond, Mike Mason in front of him. Those aren't really proven race winners in the BSR TEC. So if he wins, he will take his 7th win of the season. And this is going to change the showdown completely if he gets into the top 10 because he will leap from 11th all the way up into 3rd place. Here we go, Andrew.
We're going to find out now who's going to be the king of Texas. In race 2, and Mason gets away decently, but then he gets bogged down a bit. Oh, now Brown and Smith, and we are 4 wide up towards turn number 1.
Anyone, pick a line.
Oh, and goodness me.
It's Grip TV 1-2.
Through goes, I think is it Mason still in the lead, or is it Brown? I think Mason it's going to be close, side by side, into this S's section. Is Mason going to take it? Yes, he is. So Mike Mason, off pole position, maintains the lead. Bond well and truly over the curbs there.
Will she get a slowdown? She has, I think, and she's already offline.
Damage
so
possibly as well.
I think it's just a slowdown. That might be another one. It's just going from bad to worse.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, she is.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she was trying to get out of the way there, and it's just cost her big time. It's also not what New Homes Digital need. Look at the marbles off line as well in this race.
I think Alfala might have got himself a slowdown as well.
Daniel Kraft is on the move. He's down the inside of Dan Blake, and of course we were saying in the build-up he's one to watch. Now Blake is side by side with Janowski.
Yeah, Ray Alfala furiously trying to get his slowdown served. He's right near the back of the field. Janowski having to...
Something
but he's
going off
almost
a bit further back
pushing
as well. I
Kraft.
can just see it. I think it was a slip angle car off, but they were
Look.
very slow in the hairpin as well. The one coming onto the back straight, so I don't see
Brown.
any casualties on the timing screen though.
Brown tried to take the lead from Mason as Smith and Field lurking there. Paul Smith, Simon Field, and then it's Kraft in 5th, I believe, and I'm not sure where Dan Blake's just there in 6th.
New cars off of the back. It was Scott Malcolm, Ches
I can hear
Madrinica.
Oh, look at this gaggle. I'm looking around 20th place right now. They're 2x2x2.
You should see the
Look at
back
this.
of the field.
It's just
Look at the
Daniel
back.
Hunt.
Have a look
Daniel
at the
Hunt,
back.
Sebastian Joe.
The very
Oh,
back, they're
oh,
3
yeah.
wide.
It's
Looking
Davide
like a-
insane.
Oh! And that was Richardson and Hefford, I think. Bashing doors.
Savidovic and Stephen Burke were a bit
Mate.
close for comfort as well. Daniel Hunt down the inside of Andreas Katz. And he is
Yes.
still alongside. And now Sebastian Jobe's going to get in on the axe as well.
Now, what can Katz do to defend this position? Because Job is there. Hunt won't want to let Job through either. Oh, and he's going to make it 3 wide into turn 1, up the hill, trying to find that late apex. And Job decides better than to try and stick his nose in there. And this
Oh,
is all
car
made
off.
Wojciech Savinovic. There's a car spun round near the back.
Oh,
I
it's another
believe
Sim car.
It's
Robert
Plumley.
Plumley.
Oh, and Alfala's got in a sandwich with the Laser Tools car and with the spun stem car.
Paul
it's all
Smith
kicking
on
off.
Andrew Brown, just on board at the moment. Has a little look.
Oh, sideways for Daniel. Goodness me, Daniel Kraft. Also, he was pointing completely perpendicular to the track there, Alex. You probably couldn't see it from where you were.
No, we were on board. We couldn't quite see it in the mirrors, unfortunately.
comes.
Off Luke, Daniel
On
Kraft,
post.
and
And-
change for the lead.
And Brown on Mason. Mason runs it around the outside on the AstroTurf. Mike
Wow.
Mason and
Lee
Daniel
Thompson.
Kraft. Now, oh, he's going to go down the middle.
Oh,
Here we
there's
go.
too much to watch. Here we go, 3
It's
wide
gonna
down
be
the straight.
lead battle.
Thompson, I was just about to say, has gained 4 places in one corner. He went from 10th to 6th. Who's going to get the lead though? Daniel Kraft, we were saying in a build-up he needs to win a race. He's doing what he needs to.
Wow.
He has taken the lead into turn 12.
If there's a way, Alex, of trying to make sure that you... Oh, and there's a spinner. That's
Fields
Newman. Newman's around and that could cost him. Oh, no.
Oh, there's cars in orbit.
That's cost him. I think that was Katz.
Who was that? Pete Newman. That is mega important. Is he gonna? No, he's absolutely in the catch fence. He's gonna have to reset. That is huge for the championship.
Andreas
Katz was the other as well.
Well, let's
is
have a look.
safe though with his points. Let's
Daniel
can
Kraft
we-
was 5th
Daniel
at the start
Kraft
of
is the
this
leader.
lap, sorry.
Daniel Kraft is the leader.
Right.
Simon Field is now about to take 3rd position away, and he has taken.
Ooh.
Oh no, he hasn't. He's turned around. That is the championship changing another time. Thompson
Sorry.
is now through into 5th place.
I'm just watching this on a replay to see exactly what happened to
on here?
Pete Newman, and he was basically he'd lost it at sort of like the hairpin at the end of the straight there, and it was Katz that actually drove into him, come around the corner, nowhere to go, and bam.
Wow.
Racing physics there.
Into the fence, stuck there.
Well, for a brief moment, it looked like that Lee Thompson was about to drop outside the top 10, but due to Simon Field spinning out and Pete Newman, it looks like that his showdown position seems to be solidified just a little bit more.
Now, Thompson only needs to finish the race, I believe, to cement his place in the showdown, I believe. He's right behind Michael Shellback. Well, Shellback's actually got to head into 5th place. Dan Kraft, like I say, was 1.5 laps ago. He was in 5th place.
Well, did you get on the replay the incident for Simon Field, Alex? It looked like that Mike Mason or Andrew Brown might just have turned across on him.
I think it was Brown who turns Field.
Let's see if I can jump back. Sorry, it's
Mason.
quite a way to go back. Let's see. We missed that as we were too busy looking at the Pete Newman one. But let's jump back a minute and see if we can see. That's a little bit too far back. He's
Just the
already
penultimate corner.
It's already way down at that point. Let's go back a little bit further then.
Oh, look at this scrap between...
Oh.
One moment. I'm just
Sorry.
Bringing up the replay right now.
I'll be quiet.
Oh yeah, exactly. You're right. He just sort of stuck his nose in there, didn't he? And yeah, car just turned across him and just spun him out there. So yeah, he's way down. two little instants really
man.
back to back. Right, I'm coming back live. Where do I need to head?
Job, Bond, Savinovic, Chepelevsky.
And this is great because Savinovic and Job, they've already solidified their position in the showdown, so they're just
Smoking
going
it.
out for the fun of it. And oh, this could be close between Savinovic and Job. And they're both down the inside of Bond.
Surprise. That's what you could do at that corner, isn't it? You could just surprise someone by just throwing the nose in there. But Job's, look at the damage on Sebastian Job's car.
Yeah, he always seems to get in the thick of the action when he's not at the front of the pack, and he's doing it again here at Circuit of the Americas. Who's behind Laura Bond? We've got Stelian Chepelevsky and Dan Hunt on the move as well. Those two GT Omega cars, they seem to have been cut adrift from Michael Schellbach, who's had a
Field into the
fantastic
back
race.
of Robert Fang.
And that's going to allow Juha Pekalami through. So Field has been really in the thick of it.
That was,
Big
almost a,
emotions.
that was almost a slam dunk penalty there for Field as he rejoins the circuit in, hairy way, should we say.
And Lamy almost. I don't know if he nearly took himself out, or whether Rob Fag nearly took him out, but one or the other. Kraft leads by about a second from Mike Mason, but Mason's under all kinds of pressure from Paul Smith. And his STEM sim racing car glued to the back of that Grip TV car.
Yeah, fantastic job from Paul Smith, and yeah, it looked like it was a Grip TV 1-2 a while ago, and now it is.
In it
Grip
comes!
very close, and
Here he
Smith's going to
goes.
get the run. And,
Perfect.
it's not over yet, though, Andrew. I don't think.
Oh, it
now
is.
is.
It
Or not.
might be. It might not be completely over, but as Mason's going to try that long cutback, and he might make this work. You know, if he can get it turned. No, he can't.
It is now.
Too
He's
wide.
run out of track.
And his teammates now going to be right with him. Mike Mason and Lee Thompson, who's had a stunning last few laps. A few laps ago, it looked like that he might be heading out of the showdown, but now he's firmly back in it, and he could be able to get 2 places here as we go 3 wide again down the back straight.
Right then, Lee Thompson, he just needs to finish the race, and here he is going 3 wide with both Grip TV cars, and he realises there beautifully
Schellbach.
that he doesn't want to get into anything with drivers who, you know, they've only been in the series for a few weeks, they're not in contention for any of the championships.
Schellbach, though, trying to
Schellbach,
get in the
actually.
mix.
Oh, here comes the GT Omega car. So on the outside, then, so it's Mason.
Oh.
On the outside has got
3
shoved.
wide.
Oh, and that's almost
3
a quarter
wide.
panel there, and one of the Laser Tools cars crashing into an Apex car for the back.
Thompson.
Thompson sideways, and then Schellbach. Schellbach was a bit out of shape as well. Thompson probably needs to just follow these guys, Alex. If I was him.
Yeah, I think Lee felt that little bit of contact on the back, and the first thing he did was jump out wide there because he knew what was coming.
Oh.
The wall
Panel
was
incident.
coming.
These guys are ridiculously close at the minute. Yeah, he does want to get by, but he also needs to do it safely. I mean, he was ahead.
He's slowed down.
Slow down.
Oh dear, disaster for him. But although not really, in a way, we know what he needs to do, and the way the points are. Pete Newman's obviously way down there right now.
Wow.
As is
And
Simon Field.
Fluke on Janowski. Janowski misses braking point into turn 1. And Jamie Fluke through.
Rushworth and Thompson as well. That's where Lee's come out. So 11th place, just ahead of his teammate Sebastian Job there.
He's in a good place there.
And Paul Smith catching Daniel Kraft. Slightly surprisingly, Adam.
Well, this could be very interesting then, as Julian Janowski's just dropped a ton of positions.
Janowski
they're still
dropping.
hitting each other.
Who's that? Yeah, Janowski's just recovering. Let's see just a quick replay, see what happened there, because he's just getting back going again. Must have had some sort of off.
Oh my word!
Let's just have a look at it. So he's following.
What are you looking at, Adam? No,
Follow him on the
Mason
GT
off, Mason
Omegas.
off.
Oh,
Thompson
Thompson.
galore.
My word!
Give me
Right
a second,
through the
guys.
middle.
I'll jump to that straight after this. I'm just seeing this Janowski replay. I just got turned quarter panel, and I need to go where? Sorry, to see the
It was,
action?
it was
Well, Lee
Mike
Thompson,
Mason, I
you
think.
should go for a replay from Lee Thompson's car, because that was very nearly his showdown over.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
basically
right.
a grip TV car, and Michael Schellbach made contact going through the final part of the S's.
Oh god, yes, massive carnage. Wow, yeah, oh dear, that was close.
And if it was just
Yes,
one
we see
few
that on
inches to the
replay.
right, it would have been bang into the back, and that would have been his race over.
I don't think there was a single Kia Optima out there, Alex, without damage on it at the moment.
This is just a crazy shot as they're coming down the straight as well. Obviously, I'm still on the replay. I'm just going to let this funnel out at the hairpin, and then we'll send it back live as well.
Slow down for Richard Gore. He's ended up down in about 20th place behind Laura Bond.
Right, so let's have a look at the order then. Daniel Craft leads, Paul Smith second, Andrew Brown is in third, Ben Palmer is in fourth, Fluke is in fifth, Shellback sixth, seventh Thompson, eighth is Sebastian Jobe. Then in is Jamie Rushworth, Smolenski rounding out the top 10, so Vidovic down in 12, and now he's coming under pressure from Daniel Hunt. Hunt hits him, he mounts him, and he's a huge incident. And that's a disqualification for Cunniff.
And on Smolenski off and rejoining the track ahead of the New Homes digital car. Wow, this race, everything's happening. I don't know whether to love it or be disgusted by it.
Yeah, I did say this is what it was going to be like. It was just so tight in that midfield that it was always going to get a bit feisty.
Hunt maintaining his place over your own Kaiser with a cutback into this S's section. Oh, we are going to go side by side here, and no.
Well, there's Tokyo Drift style there from Daniel Hunt through the S's.
Not to hit his teammate when he comes back on, he does well. Everything's going on here at Circuit of the Americas. Thanks everybody for watching so far.
Oh, around the outside of Chepelevsky. Did Chepelevsky get a slowdown or something there?
Well, he's giving him a very wide berth.
How does the point? Let me just take a quick look at the points. Hunt's safe, isn't he? Yeah, you don't need to worry about it. So I'm surprised actually about that. So Chepelevsky's just obviously letting him go back at it, I think.
Simon Fields trying to get past Pekalami.
Look at this battle for P3 now, Adam, as well.
Yeah.
Sorry. But there's
oh my word, yeah.
I know Field is probably the more important one, but this is a great battle for the last podium position. Andrew Brown, Ben Palmer.
He's going for it.
I think Palmer's going to attack him here into this.
And Shellback as well.
Yeah. Into
They're
this
all
arena
attacking
section.
each other. And it is Fluke into fifth down the inside of Shellback. And Shellback is going to try and get the counter attack done. This is what we see in this second half of the lap. These corners allow for move after move to occur, and now it is Shellback on the attack. Now it's going to be Fluke on the attack as we head into this right-hander.
This quadruple apex corner, and it's all fanning out a little bit here. Dan Craft leads Paul Smith by not very much.
3 tenths.
So
That's
where
gone
has
down
Paul Smith
immensely.
found this time from the auctionman then?
Very slow on this lap. He's been very slow.
Recently announced as recently as yesterday he's going to be one of our commentators. I didn't even get a chance to finish. But we're saying the Kia Club Series, it's the feeder series for this championship. Paul Smith's going to bring his experience to the commentary box.
1.2 seconds slower, Craft, and now down the inside goes Paul Smith. Craft's going to get the cutback though, and he is back into the lead for now. Swoops around the outside, and is he clear of Paul Smith?
Yes.
Just.
Yeah, he is. That battle's going to carry on.
Here comes Fluke down the inside of Brown.
Nah, he's not going to make it through there. It's one line. It's one line pretty much all the way through this SS section. Oh, yeah, and that pretty much proves it. Shellback and Fluke. Fluke did well just to keep his foot in there, Alex, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, he's
Here
got
comes
his
Jobe.
line compromised there. Jobe coming through. Thompson not far behind him. We jump on board with Jobe as he's just sticking his nose up the inside of Shellback there.
You know,
Gets a
Jobe's
poor
not going to give up any positions.
No, he gets a poor run there, but he does let his teammate go through. And if he'll play to sort of 4 laps go, might just play a bit of a defensive role for Lee, just protect his rear.
This is important for Daniel Craft then. He needs to hang on to this win. Needs to win this race, really, and probably the next one, to guarantee his position in the showdown.
He needs to hope that Simon Field gets a win in race 3.
Here comes Paul Smith for STEM Sim Racing. Trying to go through on the Pete Newman media car.
Hunt is out.
Out.
Don't know what happened.
Disqualified.
Yeah,
I think it's disqualification. Just dropping down the order.
Lamy, is it off as well? No,
Brown is off as well.
Brown
off in the head. Turn 12, and that's going to allow Fluke through. And round the outside goes Michael Shellback.
I'm glad you know the corner numbers. There's so many of them.
I only know turn 12. That's it.
Hunt's also important for this as well, because obviously Hunt's in 9th place at the moment.
My word.
So that could affect who gets into the actual showdown on points.
Yes.
Remember, he's got a lot of wins.
You mean?
Yeah, he's got a lot of wins. He's got
Smith
5.
is
So
Smith's into the lead, is he?
He's got a move done in the penultimate corner. Too many battles to watch.
That's bad news for Daniel Craft.
He's
Really
going to have to
bad
do something
news.
then. He's
Second
got a good
place
run at
will
the
not-
final corner.
Second place will not do, Adam.
No. And this is his best opportunity to do it. Sebastian Job's got past Andrew Brown as well, but this is the battle we're focusing on. 3 laps to go. Craft looks to the inside.
And we know what desperation can do. We know what it brings out from inside people.
Oh, he's just trying
The
to get
drive and
alongside.
determination of Daniel Craft to try and win this race, but Paul Smith, who...
Pro versus Pro-Am.
Yeah, I mean, Smith's a race winner in this series, as is Daniel Craft many times.
In all
And into
fairness,
this section, do you think that's going to rumble on, Adam? Do you think Smith can break away? What's quicker?
Smith's been lapping quicker, that's the thing, yeah. 0.3 of a second, but Craft is sticking with him. And if he stays with him just through these final few corners on this first half of the lap, he could have a run down the long back straight. He's lining him up through here. He's hit all the apexes. He just needs to get this hairpin right, and then he could be right with him.
Laura Bond will be disappointed with this race. I think those slowdowns have really cost her dearly but she has fought her way up to 12th place, but it would have been much higher, Alex, I think.
Yeah, turning good lap
Great
times
run.
as well. Last one was a 2:17, so it's quicker than what the leaders are doing right now.
Yep.
What can Craft do then? Down the straight. He's in the
Close.
toe. He's close. Yes, he is. And now here he comes. The slipstream is working its magic as always. Down the inside into turn 12. He's later on the brakes.
He's very late on the brakes, but Smith, you can see he's going to size him up. This little
Through.
cutback now, and now he can set... thing is, you can set the opponents up through these double apex right-handers. Ben Palmer's there as well. These
The
two don't want
pack
to
is
slow each
coming.
other.
Yeah, the pack is coming
It's
now.
like a cycling race. The
Peloton
breakaway
working
is
their
being
way
caught
through.
by the peloton.
Shellback then. Rushworth, Fluke and Shellback battling, but Sebastian Job and Lee Thompson are coming. Smolensky has got past Bond as well, so Smolensky up into 12th place.
Palmer's the one to watch, though. He's flying. Really flying out there.
Palmer's lap time 2:17.1.
So Smith needs to clear off into the distance if he wants to win the race, and if Craft wants to win the race, well, he's going to have to hang on for grim death for another 11 kilometres.
2 more laps then.
Good points for Simpson though. Second and third right
Yep.
now.
And it looks so bad for them on lap 2 with Pete Newman doing so well. And then
Hakalami out. Looks like he might have retired as well.
Here comes Paul Smith then. Up the inside. Into turn 1, the Simpson racing driver.
cut back.
Cutback is on with Daniel Craft. Down the hill through this wonderful corner. This right-hander.
And Smith's got it done.
Smith
But I
has
think we might.
cleared Dan
But
Craft
Palmer's
now.
here.
This is it. Will Palmer spoil Craft's party to an even higher extent now, Alex? Because Palmer's the one out of all these three who's really got the pace.
Yeah, I think he's got to do it. They
Oh,
really
and he's
need
looking.
They need a 1-2
sorry.
for the team points here. It should consolidate them into the showdown if they can get a good couple of podium positions here.
Job's
Craft
all
might
over Shellback as well.
Oh. Right, Craft needs to stay with Smith. He's 0.4 of a second behind.
Here
But
comes Palmer.
Palmer's going to... If Palmer gets through, there's no way back. Oh my
Cut
word.
back.
The man who finished 4th and I think it was his first ever race in the Clio Cup. I could be wrong, but he had a great run at Brands Hatch, and now Daniel Craft is hanging on for dear life. He knows
Craft
what
needs to
this
get
will
through
mean
now.
to him. He's unlikely to get another opportunity to win a race in this series, at least in the regular season. So this
Shellback and
and the
Joe
next
battling.
race. Yep, it's all about the battle for the lead. However,
I'm just
what
watching
can-
this.
Alex, what can Daniel Craft do now? He has to resist a move from Palmer, surely.
He absolutely has to. He can't afford to drop down to 3rd place. That will absolutely ruin any chances he's got. Needs to make sure he gets good apex through here, and these last couple of corners need to be absolutely on the money.
He didn't get a good entry there.
Ben Palmer nearly hitting him through the
Oh,
corner.
on the outside. This is going to have the inside here for the penultimate corner. This is very good. That is great from Palmer.
It's also great,
Great
from
run on
Daniel
the
Craft.
outside.
Takes an off track there.
He's
But
not going to give up. Never going to
Cut
surrender
back.
here.
The king of
Now
the cuts back
everybody's
Daniel
here. The
Craft.
pack has arrived. The peloton has caught the breakaway.
I didn't think they could do it, but they have. White flag in the air then.
Goodness me. That's really, really close. Down the main straight, Paul Smith is escaping slowly.
Craft late on the brakes. He has to get this place now.
He needs to keep it and set
does
off
as well,
after Paul Smith.
Right, he needs to get after him. Here comes Sebastian Job down the inside of Shellback. And he hits
turned
Shellback.
him.
Oh, that was always going to happen, and that's not really a great move from Job, to be honest.
Palmer back on Kraft, and he's out of shape, and he's gonna just hold on.
Paul Smith must be loving this,
1.5
Alex.
seconds clear though now, so it's going to be almost impossible for Kraft to get a run.
Kraft
Really, the
needs
only
to-
opportunity was into the hairpin. It's too far back, I think.
He needs to have the lap of his life. The problem is he's not going to be able to shake Ben Palmer, because this is the part of the course where Ben Palmer's been really strong in these last two races. He started 17th on the grid. He's currently in 3rd place, but this is the part where he's made all his overtaking moves into this hairpin. Is he going to go for it? Oh, almost. But
Palmer
Job
late
and
on the brakes,
Fluke
good on the brakes.
side by side as well, just behind them. But it's about Daniel Kraft. Can he win this race? It's looking very, very unlikely unless Paul Smith unless he makes an error.
Down the straight we go then, and Palmer hasn't tried to get past him yet, but Sebastian Job looks like he wants to get past Jamie Fluke. And he does. Down the inside he goes. The Apex Racing TV car going for 4th place. And he's got it.
Job's made his way through pretty well after a bit of a dodgy start to this race. He started 24th, up to 4th, and it just shows he's not really had a particularly great race, and P4 it is for him. That's how strong he's been, Alex. Second half of this season, he's hitting Palmer, who's also hitting Kraft, and Fluke's in there, Shellback's in there, Thompson's watching it all.
3 wide again. Nearly.
And just with 2 corners to go now for Paul Smith, he rounds that long right-hander, and then he's got 2 very tricky left-handers then. First one slightly faster, and then into the final corner he goes.
Shellback in there, very, very steep angle. No wonder why he pushed out Fluke there.
Paul Smith.
Gets past him. Paul Smith, great race.
He's slowing down. Has he got to slow down?
He's won the race, has he?
Has he served it in time? He has.
I think he may have just slowed the line. But Daniel Kraft in 2nd place.
Got a heart in my mouth for a second then.
Still
If you
racing
get a
out there.
slowdown on that final corner, you're never going to get it served.
No, Mike Mason and Al Fowler. Who's that ahead of Al Fowler? That's Kip Stevens as well, so that's pretty close.
Yeah, Stephen's been very quiet on this track. I don't think he likes the track very much by the sounds of it.
Oh, Ray
Fowler's-
running, Ray's using all the track and more.
That's
Trying
the
to get
high, I think he'd call that the high line. Andreas
not
Katz
it's
made
not
a
worked
place
for
on
him.
this last lap, so good for him, 32nd. Pretty much cemented him. Pete Newman, 34th.
Well, what an amazing race!
Yeah.
I think the showdown positions probably changed countless times during that one.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, whether it was brilliant or it was terrible. I don't know.
On lap 2, we had
Yeah.
on lap 2 we had Pete Newman, we had Simon Field, and we had Daniel Kraft all in with a shot, probably taking like at all top 5 finishes. Then Newman disappeared down at the end of the back straight. Field got turned around, and Kraft lost the lead. And with that, I think it means that Thompson should be able to get into the showdown. I think.
I will say as well, we are on iRacing Live tonight. Thanks to everybody who's watching us there. We are experiencing record numbers of viewers tonight. Nearly 200 live streaming viewers. So welcome, thank you. Hope you're enjoying the racing. You couldn't have picked a better meeting. All the tension, all the drama to get into the final 5 weeks of the season. We have a team race next week. Is it next week, or do we have a week off?
Yeah, it's next
Team
week.
race
and
next week. And
we
then-
also, I'll tell you what, sorry Andrew, just to cut you
Yes.
off as well, but we need to get this in right this second, is that there is a competition up for grabs tonight as well, that we meant to spoke about in the middle of that race, but we're so excited we all forgot about it. So let's, just while the results are ticking by on the screen, let's quickly talk about that, because the guys will want to start to put their entries into this. So yeah, just explain a little bit what it is that's up for grabs tonight.
I haven't got the information, sorry. Hold on. Wait a second.
I've done the same to you, haven't I?
I'll do it.
You
I'll
have,
do it. Right, we will send $20 on iRacing to the first person to name the winner of race 3 in the YouTube comments, so they can purchase the Kia Optima, which is the car we run in the BSRTC, and try out some of the races. Try that BSR Kia Club Series on a Sunday night, perhaps.
Yes.
You can even name them after the checkered flag, so we are guaranteed a winner. One guess every 5 minutes after race 2 has ended, so someone doesn't copy and paste the entire grid into chat as soon as the stream goes up.
Put a link in the Twitch chat as well to the YouTube stream. So if you want to put your entries in, you've got to do it over on the YouTube channel, I'm afraid, just so we know one place to look, and then it's fair for everybody. They can put their entries in. So you can start now. Who's going to be the winner of lap 3? We haven't done the reverse grid yet. You know who's could be in there. Of course, you might want to wait and see who's on pole and who's going to be around the position. So that's going to come up in a minute. But if you're the first person to name the winner and you guess right now before we do the reverse grid, then obviously you'll get the prize. So.
And what if nobody mentions the winner?
Well, then I guess we just we'll just pocket it ourselves, will we?
There we go.
Well, let's run you through I'll run you through the finishing order first. Paul Smith takes a well-deserved victory. Daniel Kraft so close, 2nd place. Sebastian Joe ended up finishing 3rd then. I don't know what happened in that final corner, but he was able to get past Ben Palmer and Shellback, who finished in 4th and 5th. Thompson in 6th, Jamie Fluke 7th, Jamie Rushworth in 8th, Andrew Brown 9th, and Stanion Chapelewski in 10th. 11th, Jerome Kaiser, 12th, Alex Malensky, 13th, Simon Field. It was all looking like it was meant to be for him. 14th, Wojciech Savidovic, who was involved in craziness of his own. Laura Bond, 15th, Richard Gore, 16th, 17th, Steve Hefford, 18th, Steve Walker, 19th, Jake Blackwell, and 20th, Andrew Whitehead. 21st, David Baker, 22nd, Robert Plumley, 23rd, it is Steve Richardson, 24th, Sean Roberts, 25th, Kip Stevens, 26th, Ray Alfala, 27th, Mike Mason, 28th, Julian Janowski, 29th, Dan Blake, and 30th, Andreas Katz, 31st, Jesper Drilica, 32nd, Pete Newman. And then the cars one lap down or more. 33rd, Robert Graham. 34th, Scott Malcolm. 35th, Juha Pekalami. 36th, Dan Hunt. 37th, Colin Cunniff. 38th, Stephen Burke. 39th, Rob Fagg. And then 40th, it is Brennan Cohen. So then, time to find out who's going to be on pole for the third and final race. And of course, that all-important competition. Here are the cars eligible then. 15th, Laura Bond. 16th, Richard Gore. 17th, Steve Hefford. 18th, Steve Walker. 19th, Jake Blackwell. 20th, Andrew Whitehead. 21st, David Baker. 22nd, Robert Plumley. 23rd, Steve Richardson. 24th, John Roberts. Kip Stevenson, 25th. And then Ray Alfala, the NASCAR Peak Anti-Freeze Series champion, is in 26th place. So who's going to be on pole position, Alex?
Let's find out. Here we go once again. Get ready to put your bets in as well once we've done this. Here we go. Who's it going to be? We're going to get a big one. Is it going to be small? It could be 15th, 25th. It might be 17th. It's going to be close. Oh, is that going to tick over or not? Oh. Okay, okay. Where's that? That could be any way. Oh, it's stuck.
Is it? Have we finally broken it?
We stuck it in the middle. I mean, I think people would say because it's pointing at 25th, it's 25th. Probably 25th.
25th again. Well, that puts
it's
Stevens.
25th. The wheel is moving around slowly. I think 25th.
Stevens then is on pole. I think. Are we going to call that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say so. It's on that side.
Kip Stevens then is on pole position. Then for the third and final race of the evening, John Roberts second. Steve Richardson 3rd, Robert Plumley 4th, David Baker 5th. So and then we'll run you through the rest of the grid in the build-up to race 3. Big name standing out there, David Baker. He's got his STEM racing teammate Robert Plumley in front of him, and then Kip Stevens on pole. It's been a while since Kip Stevens has won a race. Could he do it in race 3?
Well, it's possible. I mean, he has tended to sneak a few race victories here and there. Got a couple of somebody says David Baker, somebody says Chepelevsky, Smolensky, Savidovic.
Remember, one guess every 5 minutes as well. Otherwise, anyone that's inside that limit will just ignore that one. But yes, it's the first person who's going to guess the winner as well. So we'll have to go back through the chat and announce that at the end of race 3 as well. For everybody that was on Twitch, I posted you the link as well, so you could have jumped across there and put your guesses in.
Yes. Have a quick look at that. So, race 2 was I don't think there's a word to describe it, but absolutely crazy. We'll be back after this break. 10-15 minutes time, we'll be back for race 3. Don't you go anywhere, it should be a cracking one from COTA. We'll see you very shortly here on iRacing Live. Don't go anywhere.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Nick Candy, what a move! Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all.
Welcome back everybody for the final race of the evening in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship presented by Engine Oil Direct. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson with you from Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Alex, two great races for completely different reasons. This last one could not be more important for two or three of the drivers out there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great race. Throughout the field, I mean, we were sort of focused for the most part of it towards the front. Although we did catch a couple of great shots of a massive pack and all those 3 and 4 wide actions to further back as well in the early going. But yeah, this race very important now. We've just heard from the officials in regards to where the point situation is. So the AM category, everybody is locked in their places now for the showdown. So in the showdown we're going to have Laura Bond, Richard Gore, Paul Smith, John Roberts, Steve Richardson and Stephen Burke. Pretty much every driver in the pro category is also locked in, albeit there's still a chance for Dan Hunt to, sorry not Dan Hunt, Dan Hunt's locked in, there's still a chance for Kraft to get in, but he has to win from 24th, and Pete Newman needs to sort of drop himself out in points, otherwise yeah, it's pretty much
we do
have to say that all points as well are subject to protests, disqualifications as well, so it's very much an unofficial result that we'll have for you at the end of the race. Sorry, Adam.
Yeah, I was just going to say, with Pete Newman and Dan Kraft teammates, I don't know what would go down there if the unlikely was to happen. We've got 3 minutes.
Lost you for a second.
No,
there,
we've got 3 minutes to go until the
2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. Sorry, my bad. There we go. My
2 minutes until the end of the practice.
Yeah, I thought my internet had gone then for a second. That's why I stopped talking. On pole position, then it is Kip Stevens. Second, it is John Roberts. Third, it is Steve Richardson. Fourth, Robert Plumley. Fifth, David Baker. Sixth, Andrew Whitehead. Seventh, Jake Blackhall. 8th, Steve Walker. 9th, Steve Pefford. And in 10th, it's Richard Gore. 11th, it is Laura Bond. 12th, Wojciech Savinovic. 13th, Simon Field. 14th, Alex Malensky. 15th, Jerome Kaiser. 16th, Stelian Chepelewski. 17th, Andrew Brown. 18th, Jamie Rushworth. 19th, Jamie Fluke. And in 20th, it's Lee Thompson. 21st, Michael Shellback. 22nd, Ben Palmer. 23rd, it is Sebastian Joe. 24th, remember the impossible task. However, it could actually prove to be possible if the cards fall in his favour. It is Daniel Kraft. And then 25th, our race 2 winner, Paul Smith. 26th, Ray Fowler. 27th, Mike Mason. 28th, Julian Janowski. 29th, Dan Blake. 30th, Andreas Katz. 30th, Ches Pedrinica. 32nd, it is Pete Newman. 33rd, Robert Graham. 34th, Scott Malcolm. 35th, Ewa Pekalami. 36th, Dan Hunt. 37th, Colin Cunniff. 38th, Stephen Burke. 39th, Rob Fagg. And then in 40th, it is Braden Cohen. Andrew, the race organisers were talking to us about the amount of incident points that were racked up in the second race, and in total we had 7 cars disqualified, and a number of cars with just one incident separating them from disqualification as well.
I think it was that kind of meeting, wasn't it? Alex mentioned we saw those packs at the start, at the front and at the back. I think, race 3 is it's always liable, Adam, for it to be even crazier than the second one.
Yeah, race 2 usually is the balance between craziness and good racing, and then race 3 is usually just craziness. So I don't know what we're going to expect in this one. Expect fireworks. Who knows? Maybe Dan Kraft could get that race win that he needs after all.
Alex, track conditions: 22 degrees air temperature, 37 degrees track temperature. That is pretty warm on a track with so many corners on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the track surface obviously has carried over as well from race to race. So there's a lot of marbles out there right now. You can see we're way up high. You can see the rubbered in line, and you can actually see some of the collection of marbles as well off to the side of the track. So it's going to be even more important that drivers try and maintain their line. Otherwise, we could see people sort of slipping and sliding all over the place.
Remember as well, if you need any information about the series, you must go to BritishSimRacers.com. Now, you'll find everything you need to know there, past results, champions, scheduling information, everything you need to know about this wonderful series. We have just 20 seconds left before the lights go out. Kip Stevens on the front row with John Roberts, Steve Richardson and Rob Plumley, Baker and Whitehead, Blackhall and Walker, Hefford and Gore. That's your top 10.
My overlay's crashed, which is not good timing.
Dan Kraft has to win from 24th as Alex to try and get that back. As the revs rising now, 40 Kia Optimas once again. The green light is on and Roberts gets away well, almost better than Kip Stevens, but Stevens seems to have maintained the lead into turn 1. And look at that behind, Baker and Plumley side by side. Into the first corner we go, Roberts.
Sorry guys, I've got booted from the server, so that's literally why I am not displaying the pictures. I will get the pictures back up as soon as I possibly can. Please just give us a running commentary of what's going on while I do that.
Radio style, Andrew.
Yes, Ellie Stevens leads. Off goes Roberts. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's gone. I think that's a slowdown.
Jake Blackhall off as well, and I think he's going to have a slowdown.
Do the S's section. We'll have to obviously describe where everything is as well as... oh, goodness me, Jake Blackhall has a slowdown. Svidovic goes into the back of Smolensky.
Bond is off as well. Bond is off in the final part of the S's. And it's all Sebastian Job working his way through nicely as well. We're now heading down towards... Oh, off this Kraft. The showdown
Kraft's
is over.
In the wall. It's over for him.
And that was just on... Oh, more cars off as well. And we're all heading down towards the hairpin.
Was
turn
that on
11.
The run down towards turn... Yeah, it was just coming out of turn 9 on that downhill section through that kink. And that's the end.
Cars off.
That's the end of Daniel Kraft's showdown aspirations. And Adam, well, he had it all to do. And unfortunately, I think that's taken away from him now.
Yeah, that was basically just a quarter panel incident. David Baker up to second position. He started from 5th on the grid. He's just gone down the inside of Steve Richardson into turn 12. He is through, and now he sets his sights after Kip Stevens. Side by side, Plumley and Richardson as well. So StemSim teammates up into second and third place. More carnage still unfolding.
Pete Newman's made his way up through the carnage, though. I'm not quite sure. We'll find out where he scored at the end of this lap. I think it's about 24th, 25th. He needs to get as high up as possible because he's in a straight fight with Simon Field for the final place in the showdown. That's the only thing literally left undecided as Kip Stevens leads then through the second to last corner here at Circuit of the Americas. The left-hander that dips slightly downwards, a bit off camber, and then this definitely off camber left-hander that reminds me of the final corner at the Saxon Ring. And you've got three wide action, Adam.
We've got Richard Gore trying to get past Steve Richardson, and now Wojciech Svidovic has decided to join in as well. Svidovic has got the line, but Richard Gore will try and hang it out around the outside, as will Steve Richardson. They all get in together, no contact made, but surely it's going to end up clean. And Richard Gore is through into third place, and Svidovic through into fourth.
That was up at turn 1, and we have live pictures back. Well done, Alex, for that. And Ben Palmer and Jeroen Kaiser side by side through the S. Palmer's through. Kraft out of the showdown, Alex.
Yeah, gutted that we missed that as well. What an important thing to miss. Hopefully we will get that on the Motors TV show. We'll make sure one of you guys saves the replay and uploads it to the Google Drive as well. Yeah, so that we can at least get that action over on Motors TV on the highlight show on Tuesday nights.
Yes, that'll be in about 2 or 3 weeks. We'll see that one 2 weeks from now. So if you want to see what happened to Daniel Kraft, you can tune in then as we've got a battle for the lead.
Contact. A lot of contact.
Yeah,
Andrew Whitehead.
Wow, look at that coming out of that hairpin. We are 4 wide.
My
road is making it 5.
This is not going to end well.
My goodness me. And it really hasn't ended well, has it, at all?
I'm sorry, but when you decide to make it 5 wide,
you deserve what you get.
Change for the lead, and look at this, it is David Baker through. into the lead, and now here comes Robert Plumley around the outside of Kip Stevens, and he could get his teammate. We could have gone 3 wide then. Stevens has got the lead back for now, but Baker is back down the inside, and now Plumley's hitting Stevens out the way.
Yeah, this has got an end of season feel to it actually. There's still 6 meetings left after this one. Stevens, I think, has got to slow down as well for being punted across the infield of one of those corners. Adam, I love how you just went back into it after everybody died. It's great. So everybody's just piled up. 5. I don't think we've ever seen 5 wide in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship.
Well, we've seen it now, and we've seen the consequences of what's happened. What I was going to say is that this still has implications for the showdown. Wojciech Svidovic will be going out for a win, and this will give him more points when the showdown begins. And Sebastian Joe will be going out to stop that. Joe is in 10th place. Svidovic is in 3rd, so he's got a bit of a way to work his way through the field. Svidovic battling away still with Richard Gore and Robert Plumley.
The amazing thing from the point of view of the one showdown place that needs to be decided is that Simon Field and Pete Newman both survived all that, Alex.
Yeah, so Phil Newman in 16th place, just looking at the moment. He's got Shellback behind him, Kip obviously just ahead of him. And where is
Whitehead's
Field?
making mistakes. Job trying to get through in the SS section. It's very
Field's
difficult
in
for Sebastian to do that. Sebastian up the inside and he hits Whitehead. And again, that was a bit of a, I don't know, just shoving the nose on the inside when he really doesn't need to. I think it's one of Seb's bad habits. And
change for 2nd place as
I
well.
think most of the quick drivers do it though, Alex, don't they? A little bit too much?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Because they get opportunities to pass maybe where other people wouldn't?
I think so, and if you want to get by, you kind of do have to be aggressive in these cars. We're looking at maybe a 3 wide situation with Job and Field a bit further back as well. No, they've both got past the New Homes digital car. It's battle going off ahead as well. Jamie Rushworth and Ben Palmer side by side. Palmer's going
to try it with Job.
Get that. No, he just sort of pushed him, didn't he? Phil just pushed him by. Oh, I'm hearing some sort of contact.
It's
That's
just
further
straight.
back. That's around Janowski and
Alfala.
Alfala. So Whitehead went off again, and Katz is around this group as well. Katz is trying to go around the outside.
Look at the gaggle for about 20th as well. We're all over the place here at COTA. Oh my goodness me.
Katz and Janowski still at it though, Andrew, through the right-hander, and so is Shellback and number 11, that's Kip Stevens.
I thought Shellback and Stevens were going to come to blows there coming out of that tight corner, but
Katz and Janowski again into the penultimate corner. Katz down the inside, but Janowski will hang it out around the outside, and Ray Alfala could be about to capitalise here into the final corner. He goes down the inside of Janowski, not a way through.
Janowski wisely just, almost a quarter panel there. That's Alfala's NASCAR instincts, Alex.
Something going off ahead as well. That's it, Palmer and Rushworth again. Just saw that going into turn 1. Rushworth trying to go around the outside of Palmer. One thing we haven't taken a look at, which still is important, is how the team standings are situated right now. All these guys are knocking each other all over the place, but that still has a major impact on the team. So I'm just going to have a quick look, see if I can actually get an updated team's result, see where everything is. New Homes Digital still behind STEM Sim Racing. They are, to be fair, if the points have been updated, they need every car they can get in the top 10 right now just to close this down. New Homes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And they've
basically
got
a 300-point deficit.
Fluke and Richardson.
Kip's not too. Yeah, Richardson's there as well, and Kip's not too far apart. Down in 16th. Obviously, that slowdown has actually made quite major for them, being where Kip was at the start of this race as well. So
then,
but Simpson Racing are leading and have got a car in 4th and have got a car in 5th.
Although that car in 4th might soon. So that car in 5th might soon be demoted to 6th, 7th, or even 8th, because here comes Jamie Rushworth, the former champion, trying to go down the inside of Ben Palmer, but Palmer's very late on the brakes. That's one of his strengths, no doubt. And Luke, it's not going to be easy for Job to get past these guys, Alex. He's got past some of the, I want to say slightly slower drivers, but now he's up amongst the race winners and former champions even. Yeah,
exactly. Very, very difficult at this point. A couple of position changes going off a bit further back as well. I'm sorry, we can't cover everything. It's just battles going on absolutely everywhere on the racetrack right now.
Simon Fields at the back of this group, Adam, as well. He's in 9th. He's looking to, well, I don't really know what he can do. I mean, he's trying to pick up as many points as possible. He's got Job in front of him. Job will be difficult to pass unless he makes a mistake.
Well, he's back in the showdown. Well, he's back in the top 10 in the points, so that's going to be great for him. He just wants to stay around this position, so he makes sure that he stays there.
But isn't he still fighting with Newman over that?
Because there is
Newman's
only
24 points in front of him, isn't he?
3 points separating him and Hunt, and I doubt Daniel Hunt's going to be in front of him by the time the checkered flag comes out. Sebastian Job, though, trying to get past Jamie
it's Hunt,
Fluke.
sorry, yes.
Up to the top of the hill. And
Hunt's in
Job is
19th.
through. So, yeah.
Oh! That was a bit close, I thought, for a minute.
I thought Job was going to cut across Jamie Fluke there, heading into the SSN. Job up to 7th place. Savidovic was 0.3 of a second quicker than Baker last time around. The gap between them 1.3 seconds.
We haven't spoken really, we haven't seen David Baker in the lead that much this season, Alex, but he's only actually won, I believe it's one race.
One race, yeah, Motegi.
Yeah, crazy to think actually that he's only got one win. You consider, mind you, you consider the season that he did win the championship as well. Now, it wasn't really where he won race after race after race.
Won one race or two in that season.
Yeah,
as well.
it's just the consistency, and you know he's second overall in the championship right now. So that's that's what it is. He's on par to win the sort of the cleanest driver award at the moment as well.
I wonder if he gets sick of us saying he's this consistent. But I mean, it seems to work for him, doesn't it?
The interesting thing, I was looking, who's got the chance of picking up the prize giveaway at the moment? Who said Baker and who said Savidovic first?
I'll have a look at that, and you guys can carry on.
Well, the gap between them is now 1 second, so 1.1 seconds. So Savidovic has been quicker on this lap than Baker. We haven't seen these two battle really all season. It's always been the Sebastian Job and Wojciech Savidovic show, as Job is battling with Rushworth, and Job is through. So another position there for Sebastian Job. It's taken him 1 lap to get past the New Homes Digital cars, and now he can try and get past Ben Palmer to get back inside the top 5.
So it was Mr. Lagovsky on YouTube who said Savidovic, and then someone did say Baker. UK Infamous said David Baker. There's those two who are fighting it out for the prize at the moment. It's a good prize as well. Racing.
Job's gone. Job has gone.
Too many off tracks or something there. He must have been right on the limit with 5 laps to go. So
well, he did punt someone as well. So
that was all or nothing, I think, for Job that race. So
just about sums up what he does out there, really. I mean, if you look at the regular season point standings, he's over 1,000 points behind Wojciech Savidovic, but he's going to start with more showdown points than him, it looks like.
He also missed a lot of races as well, didn't he, at the start of the season?
Only 2 races, wasn't it?
I think
it was a few in America.
I think it was a few more than that when you look at the percentage that he's actually classified.
I'll get back to you on that one as well.
But yeah, I mean, Apex have got nothing to run for right now, so Job, just out there having a bit of fun trying to make his way through, and I kind of feel that's why, like, Jamie and both Jamies kind of just sort of conceded and let him have the place, because they're absolutely still got everything on the table at the moment they're racing for, and there's these StimSMX cars ahead of him.
Job has only done 6 races less than Savidovic.
Oh, there you go.
That's not 1,000 points worth.
Well, it's still 600's worth.
Well, he'd still be 600 behind then in that case.
Well, yeah.
That's still a lot of points. In fact, he'd still be behind David Baker in the championship. So it shows you can win 15, 16, 17 races. But if you don't finish most of them, then you're stuffed in a season like this.
Well, now, since Sebastian Job's gone, this has now given Jamie Rushworth the opportunity to try and get past Ben Palmer. And this is what he wants, obviously. Problem for Ray Alfala's just gained 2 positions in one go, and that's because he went way too deep into the left-hander at turn 12, and it's allowed Steve Richardson to get past through.
Possibly
he must have found something
going on. Unintentional. Stevens and Hunt side by side. This is all going to close up, isn't it? You can see that something's going to happen here in the next few laps.
It's
Richardson.
Janowski.
Richardson's back in the pack up a bit, isn't he? Whitehead's off. Oh, well.
And Janowski's going to go down the inside. Whitehead's always been where the action is in race 3. He was there when we were going 5 wide.
This is almost officially a gaggle now, Alex, I think.
Yeah, that's a full-blown gaggle there.
Here comes Ray Alfalla, trying to go the inside of Steve Richardson. Richardson manages to hold a nice line there, so he's going to have the fight out of
There's
that
contact
corner.
further behind. I think that might be Pete Newman, Steve Walker. They're all really close there.
Look at how clean Richardson and Alfalla racing, only centimetres away from each other as we head into turn 1, up that blind crest and the blind apex, and Ray Alfalla has done it, so the two-time world champion goes through into 11th place.
Back at the front, half a second between Savidovic and Baker. Savidovic was 4 tenths of a second quicker, 3 tenths of a second in fact, quicker than Baker once again. He's been taking those 3 tenths out lap after lap. Richardson now under pressure from Daniel Hunt, as you were saying, through this S's section. Really no way to overtake there. However, these BSRTC drivers somehow always find a way. Richardson runs wide, and this is going to allow Daniel Hunt to shape him up beautifully, or maybe not. This is going to allow Kip Stevens to get alongside as we head through the left-hander and down towards the hairpin. He could be boxed in here. He's found a way to get through though. He squeezes past Stevens, and now down the inside of Stevens. He gets hit by his teammate, and that's not what he wanted.
But this is going to back this entire pack up now.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
We've got two groups of about 6 or 7. What is he doing? You need to leave a space, gentlemen. Goodness me, no.
Who's doing the squeezing? Is that Kip?
Oh, yeah. That's just bad all round. Newman decided, I think, once he went inside the car of Stevens. Oh, the 4 wide into the hairpin at the end
Stevens
of the straight.
has been disqualified as well.
There's probably like 4X's galore there. Everyone
Back
has
at the front.
4X. 4X
Here we
is
go.
for everyone.
Yeah, Rob Fagg's gone, Andrew Brown's gone as well, Steve Hefford's gone, so yeah, all of that craziness.
Back at the front, 3 tenths of a second into the gap as we come out of the final corner. 3 laps to go. Savidovic is right where he needs to be, and he was 3 tenths of a second, just over half a second quicker than, 2 tenths of a second quicker, there we go, then David Baker. Baker covering the inside line into the first corner.
This will decide the winner of the YouTube competition as well.
You're going to have to do it live on radio again, because once again I've been kicked from the server. Yeah, I'm still streaming.
Through the
It's been happening to me. It's been happening to me the entire race, Alex. If it makes you feel any better, for some reason the sim seems to carry on going for me.
Through the SS section, then David Baker, season 7 champion. Wojciech Savidovic, season 6 champion. Through the uphill section, then here at Circuit of the Americas, it's largely a flattish track, but there's some severe elevation changes at both the start and the finish of the lap. And Baker then onto
The short run down to turn 11,
Yeah.
And farmland, this used to be a thing in Austin, Texas. Savidovic gets a good run now out of turn 11, heading down to turn 12. Now we're going to see the slipstream. Well, you're going to hear about how good the slipstream is. Savidovic bump drafting David Baker down the long back straight. He's going to look to the inside line. Baker stays on the racing line into the turn 12 left-hander. Savidovic on the brakes, and Baker is later. He's going to try and hang it out around the outside, but he's going to run out of track, and Savidovic is now to the lead.
the brave effort from David Baker. He tried everything he could. He just went a little too deep on his cutback, and it looks like the former champion won't be picking up a second race victory of this season. It's been a mammoth one, Adam. It started in March, and the regular season finishing in the middle of October, and we've still got, well, we're going to go through to December with the showdown, of course.
Yeah, this has felt like a proper season. Feels like ages ago since we were back at Phillip Island, but yeah, it's now all coming to a head now, and we all now know who are the contenders and who's going to be going for all those dollars in prize money. Everyone
was full of hope back then at Phillip Island. It could have been their year, they said, everyone, all the teams, but of course it's the team championship. The winning team wins $4,000 in cash, and that's why the team's championship is really important. And you see that the drivers...
Palmer, slow down.
The teams that's Ben Palmer, I think, who's... Oh, no, he's not. He's okay. That's why the teams generally who are at the top of the standings have had very clean seasons, really, because they know the value of finishing races.
And what we've heard from the organisers, Andrew, is that they're probably going for even higher prize money next season.
Yes, to be announced, I guess. We don't know what's happening with that, but I assume if it's anything like this season, we're going to see some big money on the line. And
Cat's closing in on Plumley. Sorry, Andrew is on back.
We're back now.
Cat's battling then. This is the battle for 8th, 9th and 10th on the track. 1.5 laps to go.
Yeah, Cat's stalking Robert Plumley now. Plumley started 4th, Cat started 30th. That's where they've ended up. Plumley's a quick driver. No flies on him at all.
And Shellback has had a pretty good night as well.
Had a great
Down
night.
inside goes Cat's into the left-hander. He takes a very inside line, and that's going to compromise his speed on the exit. And now here comes Shellback.
Yeah, Shellback he's been there pretty much all the time, hasn't he? Around the top 10, even with reverse grid putting him further back. Still found a way to get up towards the front, so into this tight corner at the end of the straight. Shellback round Robert Plumley, great move.
So Plumley loses 2 places there. Palmer and Rushworth are battling down that straight as well, and they're still battling away now. And Simon Field is watching this, hoping to get a possible 4th position out of this. They're side by side into the left-hander.
Yep, and you can see then, Rushworth. He's been a bit of a peripheral figure this season, Alex, Jamie Rushworth, but he's still got himself into that showdown. He can still win the title.
Yeah, exactly. Good consistent results in the showdown will get him. It's only going to take a few DNFs from some of the lead drivers, and could be open to anyone. Oh, he gets a little wheel just on the AstroTurf there and affected his braking a little bit. Palmer goes very defensive.
He's still got a decent run on Ben Palmer though. But all that's going to do in this Kia Optima, which doesn't really like high-speed changes of direction anyway, is going to allow the Pinion Midi car of Simon Field to get closer.
Penultimate final lap of the race then. Through the right-hander and down towards the S's for the final time. Who's that coming on in the actors? Just Jamie Fluke. So Fluke trying to gain a position here on the final lap of the race. 4-car train going through the S's.
Davidovich from Baker, 1.3 seconds. Then 10 seconds to Richard Gore. Gore's on his own in 3rd. It would be a good result for him. But then you've got this great battle for P4. Ben Palmer, Jamie Rushworth, Simon Field, Jamie Fluke, who's going to come out on top and take P4 home with them from Austin, Texas, as it doesn't look like David Baker has got anything for Wojciech Svidovich. And Palmer then, he defends the inside line, Alex, on a corner where he's been so strong.
It looks like Katz and Shellback are having a little battle further back
Look at him all over the place.
He needs to, I think...
He's weaving a bit almost.
He's got to drift back up towards the inside. He's going to get a run here. Surely Jamie's going to have to go around the outside. He's going to try a late switch. No, he's not. He's alongside.
2 moves from Palmer though, really.
Around the outside.
What Rushworth do? Brake very late. Can he get the drive out of the corner? Can he get the shot?
No.
Oh, not quite.
It's not over.
Oh, round the outside. Simon Field. We've seen this move work plenty of times. Field's going to have the high ground for the left-hander.
Yeah, there he goes. But can Rushworth just keep it wider? There's not much room there, boys. Oh, and Rushworth's off.
Oh, he's gone.
Palmer's disqualified.
Oh, Palmer's gone. That's terrible for Stemzimix.
Awful luck for them.
On the final lap of the race.
And here comes Wojciech Svidovich, who's going to take the final.
18.
He's going to, yes.
Who's going to get 3rd? It's Simon Field. So Field will get 5th place. Sorry, Richard Gore will come with 4th place. Sorry, and Richard Gore gets 3rd. Oh, will he? Field just comes across the line in front of Rushworth. Very close there, and then Jamie Fluke comes in 5th position. Rushworth in 6th. 7th, Andreas Katz. 8th for Shellback. Plumley in 9th, and Palmer is shown in 10th, but he's going to not finish in 10th. It's going to be Ray Alfalo, I think, that's going to get 10th.
Yeah, and then Daniel Hunt in 11th. With the triple
Smith and Richardson maybe in the final corner. No, just a little bit too far back. Oh, he might get a better exit here though.
Very close is the line though to that last corner.
Yep.
Not a lot of room there. Steve Burke and Jesper Dreliska, they're still battling away. Just one corner for Dreliska to try and pass the Pit Newman media car, and he's not quite close enough there. So Steve Burke will get 24th. Dan Blake's going to be 26th. and then Laura Bond after quite a miserable meeting, to be honest, for the New Homes Digital driver, and then Jeroen Kaiser limping home in 28th. In fact, he's actually a long way back. He's still starting the final sector, and Lee Thompson on the lead lap in 29th.
Didn't see what happened to Lee. We've got the final standings actually sort of showing at the moment. Let me just.
It's a good job it's a good job he sealed his showdown position in the last race.
Yep.
Dan Craft 30th, Adam.
Well, yeah, it all happened on lap 1, and of course, as we were saying, we'll definitely get that crash aired in the highlight show on Tuesday night in a few weeks' time. Yeah, there we go then. The field is set for the showdown. We'll run you through the starting points then for the showdown, which will start in 2 weeks' time. Wojciech Svidovic will be atop the standings.
You know the starting points already?
Well, I don't think they'll have changed too much.
They wouldn't have changed too much, will they? Based on who's just got the podiums and stuff like that.
Simon Field was in front of Dan Hunt, I believe. So yeah, that's fine. We'll run you through the starting points then for the showdown, starting in 2 weeks' time. Wojciech Svidovic will be at the top, courtesy of his 18 wins. Sebastian Jobe will be in second. Simon Fields will be in. Jamie Rushworth and Simon Fields will be level on points, probably because of podium credits for Rushworth and Simon Fields' 6 wins. Alex Smolensky will be in 5th. David Baker will be in 6th. Stelian Chepelevsky, without winning a race, is in 7th. 8th, Lee Thompson. 9th, Kip Stevens. And then in 10th, it is Pete Newman. And in the 2 wild cards, due to the most amount of wins outside the top 10, it is Daniel Hunt and Andreas Katz.
And we have a winner in our YouTube competition. Mr. Legovsky has managed to win that prize, so well done to him for predicting Wojciech Svidovic is going to win.
Yeah, if he is an iRacing member, if he can just send me a private message and I'll let the admins know, and we'll get that prize sent over to you. So yeah, just send me a private message on iRacing, Alex Simpson, just in case you're unsure, and I'll get that all organised for you.
12th on the grid was Wojciech Svidovic, and he managed to take the win. Favourite stat, as always, only 2 cars that started inside the top 10 finished there, and they were Robert Plumley and David Baker. So we'll run you through the finishing order then from the third and final race of the evening, the final race in the Drivers' Championship for the regular season. Wojciech Svidovic wins, David Baker 2nd, Richard Gore 3rd, Simon Field 4th, Jamie Fluke 5th, Jamie Rushworth 6th, 7th Andreas Katz, 8th Michael Shellback, 9th Robert Plumley, 10th Ray Alfalla, 11th Daniel Hunt, 12th Stelian Chepelevsky, 13th Colin Cunniff, 14th Steve Walker, 15th Julian Janowski, 16th Pete Newman, 17th Juha Pekalami, 18th Steve Richardson, 19th Paul Smith, and then 20th is Andrew Whitehead. 21st Scott Malcolm, 22nd Alex Smolensky, 23rd Stephen Burke, 24th Ches Badrilica, 25th Dan Blake, 26th Laura Bonds, 27th Sean Kaiser, 28th Lee Thompson, and then the cars one lap down or more, and there was a lot of them. Ben Palmer in 29th, 30th Daniel Kraft, 31st Kip Stevens, 32nd Andrew Brown, 33rd Robert Graham, 34th Rob Fagg, 35th Jake Blackhall, 36th Steve Hefford, 37th Sebastian Jobe, 38th Mike Mason, and then 39th John Roberts.
Very good, as usual, Adam. Those results are still long, and hopefully, well, they'll be even longer next season if we have even bigger grids. I think we need to get a word with our regular season champion.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go and fetch him.
Yeah, go grab him, and we'll do that. Just while Andrew's doing that, just organise a couple of things behind the scenes. Just give us a moment, and we'll be back.
Wojciech Svidovic joins us then in the commentary box. Wojciech, your 18th win of the season, and you will be going into the showdown atop of the standings.
Yeah, that's correct. I wasn't really that fast this week, but yeah, all the reverse grid shenanigans actually put me in the very good position again.
It's been a long season, Woj, and how does it feel? Do you feel any? Well, you've got still, the meat of the season to go, which is the showdown rounds. I mean, how do you must be pleased about dominating the regular season, though?
Oh yeah, definitely, it feels nice. I was just doing my thing, trying to score as many points for the team and getting as many podiums in the way as well. But I suspect it's all gonna change in the showdown a bit. It's definitely not gonna be that much of a dominance of a one person. It's gonna get much closer, I would say.
We said throughout this last race and in the showdown, it's only going to take a couple of mistakes for the title to slip away from any of these 12 drivers. With Sebastian being so close to yourself over the past, the second half of the season, you must see quite a big fight coming.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Seb is the main contender. Definitely going to be very hard to beat him. It's all going to go down to the reverse grid races, how you're going to do, how you're going to get through the pack, and if you will be able to get through safely as well. That's the most important thing.
Well, Wojciech, next week we have the team race back at Donington Park. How do you think that's going to fare?
I think we are pretty much secured. All we have to do is just not do any tragic stuff. We just need to finish, get a couple of extra points, and we're pretty much secured.
What's Donington Park like for you as a track? Do you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was quite good in the previous team race, and I'm looking forward to this one as well. Definitely something that it felt right about the car on COTA for me. I wasn't too sure what it was. Hopefully, next 6 weeks it's going to be back to normal and the car will feel good again.
Okay, right. Well, thanks very much, Woj, for joining us here, and well done for the regular season dominance. And we'll see you in the showdown, my friend.
Yes, thank you very much, and see you there.
Take care, mate.
Before we bring our next interview, I just wanted on air just to go happy birthday to Adam.
Yeah, happy birthday, mate.
Commitment to do this broadcasting, when you're getting ready to go on a night out, I'm sure. Not that every night isn't like that, you being a student and stuff, but hey,
Oh, yeah.
even more so today. I'm surprised your mates haven't abducted you somewhere, so
I think they might be pulling me away in a minute.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but
we'll let you go then if you like.
Alright, yeah, I really enjoyed this race meeting. Circuit of the Americas. I wasn't actually expecting it to be that chaotic, but yeah, fascinating way and a brilliant way to end the regular season. The team race next week should be just as good.
Yeah, well, thanks for all your hard work in the regular season, and enjoy the hour and 25 minutes that remains of your birthday.
All right, thank you very much. See you guys.
Now, from one commentator to another, Mr. Paul Smith. Hello
there.
Well done.
Yeah, that was something. That was really hard work. Just first of all, thanks to StemSimX and Rick Motek for sponsoring the team. That race win. I'll tell you what, Dan did a hell of a job keeping it clean. We were talking to each other in the chat, and we showed how you can have a clean fight for the win. And I put that higher than my Bathurst win because I had to fight for that one.
Such a close battle, and he had to win that race, Paul. To be fair, he was really clinging on by his fingernails, and it must have been difficult trying to keep him behind.
Oh, he's a top driver, it's Dan Kraft. So I think I think he was just losing a bit of performance in his tyres there towards the end of the race, and I'd managed to look after my tyres a bit. Just held back behind him, looked after the tyres, and then was able to push on towards the end. So I think that helped a lot. And I couldn't have been more over the moon with that one. It really was a really good result.
Been a long season. You've just taken your first win of the season, second career win. Does this give you optimism for next season about challenging for the main championship?
It gives me a lot of boost and confidence going into the showdown. That's what I'm concentrating on.
Yes.
Team race next week. That's really important for our team because we still need to score really good points to keep New Homes Digital behind. But yeah, going into the showdown, I think that's given me a boost in confidence in showing that I can do it when I actually really put my mind to it. The amount of concentration in that win was immense. But yeah, it needs good results for us next week. I feel confident with the lineups that we've got for the team. We're not going to share that yet. And yeah, going into that showdown, me and John and everyone else in the championship that's fighting for the amateur championship, it's going to be one heck of a battle for that amateur championship, because it's close.
Yeah, it is anybody's game, I think, really. And we mentioned to Wojciech that it only takes a couple of mistakes for you to, for the difference to be made between victory and defeat. Excuse me, sorry. The one exciting thing that we did talk about earlier on the broadcast was the fact that you've just signed up to be part of our commentary team for the Kia Club Series starting in a couple of weeks. How excited are you for that? That's going to be great.
I managed to watch the final round of the first season, and if the level of racing in that race was anything to go by, we have got one heck of a championship to commentate on. And you're racing in it, aren't you, Andrew? So
I'm not actually racing. The entries were all taken before I got the chance. So and that's how popular it's going to be. I did race about 10 rounds of the championship last season. I managed to get one win and not really a lot else. But yeah, it's a great series. There's some good guys in there, and everybody's getting better as well. Because I mean, that when the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship 2 or 3 seasons ago was nothing like the standard now, and I'm pretty sure in season 2 of the club series it's going to be a very, very professional standard.
Absolutely, I think it's taken a step up. Is this coming season? So I'm really looking forward to commentating on it. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have my old buddy Dan Blake going to be alongside me as well. So that's going to be it's going to be a good show to commentate on.
Alex, you got anything for Paul? Obviously, you're now his boss in the Apex Racing TV.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. No, not really. Just to congratulate him really on a win. So fully deserved as well. You chased him down and did the move. So great job today. Nothing really to say other than that. Job well done. Go and enjoy the win with your teammates, and all the best of luck for the team race next week. That's certainly an important one for you guys, and I think that's probably where we're going to focus most of our attention next week, is the battle between you and New Homes Digital.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be tight, because they've got their drivers have picked it up the second half of the season as well from New Homes Digital. So we've got a tough task to keep that. It's not that easy to stay ahead. It's easier to chase than it is to be ahead. We've got to be sensible. We've got to make sure we get a good point. Hopefully we can make it into the showdown.
Well done. Thanks for joining us. I'm really pleased for you, mate, to be fair. Just a bit. So, well done. I will catch you. We'll be racing the Kia in a couple of weeks, surely.
Yeah, we will.
Is it next week? Week after?
Yeah, week on Saturday.
Oh, right. I'm not here.
Okay.
I've just realised I'm at Silverstone. I'm at Silverstone for the Walter Hayes Trophy. So.
I'll find somebody else.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
I thought it was the week after. Sorry about that. The weeks are going so quickly. It didn't seem 2 minutes since we were bumbling around at Monza.
Yeah, we did well there.
We'll find you someone. I'll tell you what, Adam might be... well, no, he's not. He's in Scotland. Oh, well. We'll find you someone.
I'll find somebody. Don't worry.
Thanks very much, mate. We'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Cheers, bro.
Where did Colin go? He just jumped out of the channel. I was just about to grab him and bring him down. He disappeared. Colin, jump back on.
That's me being a reliable teammate, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oops. Although, to be fair, I've cancelled other outings because of iRacing races, so I'm not going to do this one. Oh, dear. It's quite an interesting... I'm just looking at the YouTube chat, actually. It's quite an interesting discussion going on between... there's a couple of the drivers in there, a couple of the spectators, going on about mentality and about approaches, and like Dave Baker, Dave Baker obviously approaches the races in a certain way, as to finish most of the races, Alex, and it's obviously worked for him. Seb approaches it a separate way, and they both ended up around the same place in the championship.
Yep.
And that says a lot to me.
Although one thing I think David's almost locked in his safest driver award. I mean, he hasn't. There's still a long way to go on that.
Be careful, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the only other thing. So David's technique, you could argue, is probably one that can give him a greater yield of prize money. Maybe
it is possible. It is possible. We are joined in the booth by Mr. Colin Cunniff. Hello.
Hello.
Speaking to you on the regular now.
Yeah, well, twice isn't that regular, is it?
Twice in a row, I think.
I can't remember that far back.
You've slept since then.
Aye.
How are you doing anyway? Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, I was just going to say, look, a lot of fun out there today. Actually, you were right in the thick of things through pretty much all 3 races.
Yeah, it was good. It's just a shame in race 2 I got disqualified for being punted in the rear end 3 times.
Yeah, those are the worst, unfortunately.
Yep, it happens. I just have to get on with it. I was just discussing it in the YouTube channel there, actually, about accumulating 4Xs through that. So, but like you say, so we'll get those races. But that's my first disqualification for the series, so that's that out of the way.
So, I mean, obviously, we know you're down on teammates at the moment, but you're still having a lot of fun out there, I assume. But,
I mean, that's the reason I stuck at it. I did the first race back in Silverstone. Historic it was, and I've loved the series ever since. And the racing's just so close. It's great fun. I'd battle with anybody on there. Fair enough, you'll get punted out, and the missus starts hearing me screaming at everything. But you just get on with it and enjoy the races when you get them.
And of course, so next season, I'm pretty sure we've asked this question before. You're going to get a whole bunch more friction guys on board to
yeah, it was more the case that we joined halfway through, and a lot of the guys, they weren't wanting to compete when they weren't going to be getting a prize at the end of it, basically. So a few of them are quite ready to do it from the very start next season. So once we get the official details of when it's all happening and stuff, we'll rally around the troops and maybe even look to take on a couple of guys. So there might be a couple of spots opening if anybody's wanting to join Friction Race.
I can't wait for next season. I know this season's not finished yet, but I can't wait to see what the field's going to be like, because it's brilliant now. So I can't believe what it's going to be like next year. Colin, you've obviously raced with us before on Apex Racing TV, GP260.
Yeah.
How were you surprised by the quality of this championship when you came into it?
Well, to be honest, before that, I had never actually driven the Kia before. It was just I just thought I'd jump on and see what it was all about. And then I drove it around Silverstone Historic, like I said, and then I got asked if I wanted to join in this, just join in the race, and I did the race, and despite getting taken out every race, I think I loved it, and that's what got me hooked, and that's why I'm come back every week. I just wish I can get a whole meeting without either getting punted out or having load cell issues.
We look forward. Well, yeah, the load cell thing, we did see that at Watkins.
No, that was Brands, wasn't it?
Brands, yeah.
Brands straight on at Druids. That was it.
Brands load cell snapped, and last week, wherever we were last week, the load cell stuck on.
Bathurst.
Yeah. Bathurst, yeah.
Yeah, Bathurst, yeah. So I was in race 2, my load cell was just, it wouldn't go back to 0, so, and I didn't have another one to check because I'd already changed it from the previous week, so.
So, when we get all the technical issues sorted, we should be alright then, yeah?
Well, hopefully. My pedal started knocked in 100% during one of the races there, so I had to reconfigure it again, so maybe I'll get a full race without having pedal issues. That'd be good.
Alright, well, thanks very much for joining us in the commentary box.
Cheers for having me.
Like I say, hopefully just have a good showdown, and we'll see you next season as well.
Yeah, sure.
Try and work our way through all the interviews, actually, Andrew, just because it is the last race. So,
well, it'd be good to speak to Dan as well about the club series too. So we'll get.
I'm going to bring
Andrew or Ray.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Colin.
Bye.
We'll try and work our way through all the interviews, actually, Andrew, just because it is the last race. So,
well, it'd be good to speak to Dan as well about the club series too. So we'll get.
I'm going to bring
Andrew or Ray.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Andrew in first, and then we'll probably if Dan jumps back down, as he's just jumped out, we'll have a quick word with Dan last, and we'll get Ray in after Andrew.
Andrew Brown then from Grip TV. Hello, mate.
Hello.
First time in the Apex Racing TV commentary box. You've only been in the championship for a few weeks, but you look like you've had great fun out there. Has it been as fun from inside the car as it has looked from outside?
Yeah, it's really fun. It get really close in these Kias, and trying to get used to the front wheel drive, as
Yes.
most cars I like driving are from the rear.
But with this car as opposed to a rear wheel drive car, you personally.
I guess it's controlling the oversteer. No, not oversteer.
I mean, what's the main difficulty that you've got with this car as opposed to a rear wheel drive car? You personally.
I guess it's controlling the oversteer. No, not oversteer. The understeer. And trying to keep the tyres cool.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of oversteer as well if you can get a bit light with the cold weather as well, so that's always seems to be quite fun when you're new to the car.
Yes, on round one, my car just wanted to drift all over the place on the opening lap, but then on round two it was a bit confusing.
You had a good battle with your teammate in race 2. Take us through that.
It was actually a bit of teamwork. We were trying to defend first and second much as possible, but we couldn't do that for 8 laps, so we finally broke away and I took a bit of damage and started losing a second per lap, so I started losing a few positions.
It's tough on this track though, isn't it, to defend from anyone really? There's so many overtaking opportunities in a touring car.
Yes, it's really hard for me to see the apexes. I'm not using triple monitors, so I kind of have to guess when it's coming when on the tight corners.
Yeah, it's tough for me as well. I have the same problem. Close racing is very, very difficult because you just don't know where anyone is. We've seen Grip TV do pretty well in the last few races. Are you guys thinking of entering the team for next season? We spoke to JP and he said he was definitely thinking about it.
I never heard about it, but I'm sure Grip TV will probably be a big chance of coming in.
Are you guys enjoying it though? You glad to be a part of it?
Oh yeah, it's great fun. It's a bit insane sometimes, but yeah.
Yes, we've borne witness to all of it. So it's definitely insane.
Yeah, was.
You haven't seen anything yet.
It was hilarious when our teammate Tubbs went into orbit at Road America.
Oh dear, yeah, I do remember that. I think he's still up there, is he? We haven't seen him since, have we?
He's in orbit with all the satellites, etc.
That's why he's still got his internet, so he can talk on the Twitch channel.
Yes,
that's it. And on that bombshell, mate, we're going to let you go. But thanks for joining us in the commentary box, and it's good to have you in the championship. And we'll see you guys next week for the team race.
Thank you. See you later.
See you, mate. Andrew Brown there, and the mysterious vanishing Mr. Tubbs.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't look like we'll get to have a little chat with Ray. He's obviously had to jump off.
Is there anybody else who we could have a... Oh, Dan Blake.
Where is he? If you spot him, drag him down.
I will get him. Have you just... Yeah.
I'll do it.
Alex Simpson is with Dan Blake.
Dan, first up, just wanted to say, obviously, drag you down and say welcome to the Apex team.
Thank you very much.
Kia Club Series. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Oh, indeed it is. I mean, the racing we have here on BSRTC is fantastic, and to see the next generation as such come through is going to be something I'm really looking forward to. I've commentated with Paul before, and I think me and him have a very good dynamic together as a commentary team, so I'm looking forward to bringing the BSR Club Series with Paul Smith to the wider public as such, people who haven't seen the series before.
Yeah, and it's great for us to see, who's going to be the next stars of this series. It's just like watching, hopefully it's going to be just like watching GP2, Dan. Who can you spot? Who's gonna do well?
Oh, exactly. That's one of the great things about it, is that people we don't really know about or don't have too much experience of are going to have the chance to put themselves in the shop window as such at the BSR Pro teams, and they could be the next future champions for all we know. And it's just something great to see that people could be able to have this progression feeder system as a way to get into the big series.
Because what it does as well is it allows them to build a reputation as well. So when they come up into the higher series, they're not just, a rookie who's expected to be down at the back. They actually have some experience, and they have many races in the car, and that can only be a good thing, really, heading into Season 2 of the Pro Series, which is going to be the biggest one yet.
I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, I'm a big participant in that series. I really enjoy it. And as you say, there have been some teams who've come in this season, and they've been a bit slow getting to grips with the car, and they're starting to get a bit more of a handle on it and a bit more at the front. But it will be good to have drivers who already know the car as such and will be able to fight ready from the start, because some of the privateer teams that have come in, I don't think that the Kia has been their first choice of car for a long time. So, like all of us, it's taken them a lot of time to get used to the car. But now they're used to the car, they're getting further up the grid. I think Braden Cohen got a victory at Bathurst, and they're starting to get to grips with the car, so to speak. But I think that I think that's been one of their main problems, is just trying to get used to the Kia, a car which isn't very widely used on our racing, unfortunately, but although it is now with the new official series. So hopefully that will also see people want to join the Kia club as well, people from the official series. So potentially you could have a couple of new markets as such to pick drivers from the BSR.
We were just talking to Colin Cuniff, and he said he'd never driven the Kia before literally about a week before he joined our series. So, and Ray Alfala, he is a fantastic driver. It's taken him nearly half a season to actually get on the winning pace. So, it's good that those guys can get in, because it's a 10-round It's a 10-round 20-race series, is the club series as well, isn't it? And we've got a great schedule lined up, and over the Christmas period, it's going to be a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh, I definitely think it is going to be a lot of fun. It sort of gives them a little bit of a intuition into the BSR Pro Series, but I think once you get into the BSR Pro Series, it is definitely a different step up. We've been doing this since March, and we've still got another 6-7 weeks to go. It really is. It is a big commitment, the BSR Pro Series, and I think that the fact that the drivers go into the Kia club, it shows that they want to learn the best, so they can be as good of a driver as possible when they go into the series. Instead of going in green, they are actually going to have experience of the cars, the format in a way. I think it's a really good thing for the BSR Pro Series to have this new feeder series, and I'm glad that I'm going to be able to cover it for you guys as well. So that's another good thing about it as well.
Sorry, how describe your own season, because I think it's been probably fairly patchy for yourself, really.
I wasn't actually originally going to do. I was started the season actually spotting for my team. I was a reserve, but obviously as things happened throughout the season, we had Ben Palmer leave. We've had a few other issues. It meant I jumped up into a full-time spot, and I've not spent as much time probably in the car as I'd like to have done practicing and things like that. But I've had a few good results. It's been patchy, as it's very, very competitive. You only got to look at the Silverstone. There was 28, 29 of us qualifying within a second of each other. That is just the sort of league this is. It's very, very cutthroat in a way. It's very physical, and I don't think there's any league like it on iRacing or many other sim racing services either. I think this really is, for touring car racing, the pinnacle.
I agree. Alex, you got anything for Dan?
No, that's it really. Just it'd be interesting to see how your guys get on next week, and what the driver lineup's going to be. And I think moving forward for next season as well, it'd be great to see you in the car a little bit more. And I'm just looking forward to seeing how everything works with the club series now as well.
Only 2 weeks away.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. I've done a bit of commentating before, but I'm really looking forward to working with Paul, and hopefully we can make the series as good as it is. So
it'll be good to mean that you're not on your own for a change.
Yeah, cause
somebody will be with you actually this time.
Yeah, I'll have a broadcasting partner this time. So it'll be good, and really looking forward to getting into it. I know that there's a few drivers who are looking to go into the BSR Pro Series next year as well from that series. So it's a good way to scout out the talent, really. And as far as next week goes, I'm looking forward to the team races at Donington as well. I tend to go quite well in the team races, so hoping we might be able to spring up a little bit of an upset and secure our place in the showdown.
All right. Well, Dan Blake, thanks for joining us, mate. And we'll see you live on Apex Racing TV in 2 weeks' time for the Club Series.
Yeah, thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
Cheers.
It's going to be a fun series. I think we'll have a chat with iRacing as well and see if we can't get that streamed live on Twitch as well.
Hey, why not?
Don't see any reason why they won't allow us to do that. So, but yeah, I'll have a chat with them over the week, and it'll be good.
Depends if anything clashes, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, most of the other stuff seems to be done on their YouTube channel, doesn't it? I think we're the only ones that doing it on the Twitch channel. So, yeah, so we'll hopefully we can just sort of promote the Twitch, and then it's either or, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pick your series if there's something on it. It'll be great. Actually, there's that much broadcasting going on.
Well then, my friend, regular season over. Well done, we've made it.
Yeah.
Still got a bit to go, the showdown. What are your thoughts? Because we've spoken to all the drivers. What are your predictions for the showdown? I know you said Sebastian Job was going to win the title at the start of the season. Is that still your pick?
I've got to put the money on my man.
That's true.
It's going to be very close. Wojciech's no slouch. Katz is in it as well, and he's no slouch. If he turns up to all of them, those three are going to be ridiculously close.
He has to qualify well, I think.
Yeah, true. But also, there's a lot of other drivers who you could say are on the fringe as well of doing very well. You know, Baker, very consistent. If he can get, regular podiums and things like that, like we've seen him do, then his consistent points could see him right up there as well. It's a real tough call. I think it's going to be very, very exciting. I wonder if there's going to be a difference in their driving styles as well, and their, the theories, the way they attack these reverse grids and things like that, because it really could just scupper their championship really, really quickly if they get involved in something. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I mean, it's interesting, like you say, the debate on YouTube that was going on the different techniques. I wonder if any of them just change it up a little bit. It's going to be a fun dynamic for sure.
Because remember, you've still got to get through.
Yeah.
30 odd other cars apart from your opponents.
Oh, exactly that, and you've got to survive. So you've got to be aggressive to a degree, but you've got to make sure you survive. And we've
see a lot of team support as well.
I think there will be, definitely. I mean, we've seen Wojciech,
some controversy in that sense as well.
We've seen Seb, we've seen Katz all get annihilated in the reverse grid. So they're going. I think there's going to be an air of caution about them.
Yeah.
I don't think right now that the money situation would have come into it through this stage. It would have been in the back of the head just a little bit. But I tell you what, with these last rounds, there's going to be a little thought. That's going to be in the back of your head. We've
said throughout the season, these guys they're not being driven by money because it was too early. Definitely too early to think about the cash as such. But at this point, it's an inevitability that it's going to come into it at some point.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of money on the line.
Whether that makes them drive more aggressive or more conservative, we'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be exciting for sure.
Definitely going to be, my friend. And, well, we're going to see everybody here next week for the team race from Donington Park. It's got big showdown implications as well for two of those teams. Who can make it into that showdown? Because the team's prize is $4,000 in cash. Right, from all of us here at Apex Racing TV on YouTube and on iRacing Live. We will see you all next week at Donington Park here on the BSRTC Pro Series.